asshole, Chris. You're an asshole, Ron, Bruce. Listen up. Asshole Cass! Is you're an asshole! Asshole Cass! Because we're all assholes! Asshole Cass! Asshole Cass! Asshole Cass! Asshole! Fuck you! Fuck you! You're an asshole! You eat a dick, you bitch! Fuck! Asshole Gas is where we talk shit! Asshole Gas is where we talk out your ass! Asshole Gas is where your asshole lives! Sit out here! Listen up!
Anyways, what the fuck were we talking about? We're talking about the Great War of the Future.
Sounds like shit.
Oh, yeah.
The ram right up our ass, land forever.
I don't remember that
Well,
part.
it started because we were talking about, like,
I don't.
we were talking about, you were telling
I
me,
don't.
because we were talking about, the World Bank and how
Oh yeah, and
we-
then
and we started-
Syria and North Korea.
are the only ones left that haven't joined.
They didn't join. They haven't signed
They
up.
haven't signed
They
up.
said no, thank you. They tried to get them to install antivirus on their computer, and it said really small, "We'll start banking with the global economy." They said, "Oh, I see that little tiny words, and I click on no." That's why I haven't joined. It's very bad. But yeah, that's where we're at.
What if
We're
they're the only
warring.
ones that are right? Like, what if...
I thought about that the other day. If like maybe Kim Jong Un and all those Johns know what they're fucking doing, like it's working for them. No, they're totally
No,
oppressed.
they're all being starved.
I don't-
That's just
I
a
don't
made-up
trust
American
them.
word, oppressed.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, I don't know about
Not
that.
oppressed.
It's
They're
a-
impressed.
it's an English
They're
word.
impressed by their regime. It's so nice they have all these. They have so much to live for. You know, another tour, or you know, maybe they could wash the clean dishes again.
Well,
or-
they're oppressed into fainting like they're impressed.
Yeah. Every time you're like, oh, hey, we have so much to show you. Look at the historical buffet that never existed. Like, it's ridiculous over there. They're not right.
But yeah, and then that conversation devolved into basically the eventual
Oh,
war
yes.
between whoever. of
Well,
the
I was saying
world
that I
powers.
don't think. I feel like, you know, when you hear something and it just doesn't sit right with you, like, America is the greatest nation on earth.
We could demolish
Like, what is-
anybody that's too in our way.
Like, great means we can kill you. Or does it mean we're just the happiest? Like, what is great? What is that even supposed to mean?
Wait,
In
have you
all-
ever played the game Civilization?
No.
Yeah, that'll explain everything, man.
Oh, man.
You kind of gotta really like you said, you gotta balance happiness with power, with like cultural advances, scientific advances, and basically
Sexual advances.
Sexual advances.
For your civilization.
Yes,
Of course.
yes.
That's not in there.
It's not. Well, maybe number 3 will have that included in it. How do you make people happy in that game?
You,
Drop sandwiches from the sky?
Well, yeah, provide amenities, like
Rain
coliseums,
sandwiches.
like coliseums and like circuses and like. Well, it develops over time because you start in like almost like the Bronze Age. So you
I thought you
only
were going to
have.
say the Bronx Age.
So you start off with like spears and stuff, and then you assign people in your civilization to do your.
Oh,
thing.
so it's...
You're playing God, pretty much, or playing fucking
Isn't that communism?
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, you're assigning people
You're-
roles,
you're-
right?
Well, yeah.
Are you assigning them gender roles? Is it a binary game?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Essentially,
Gotta make
you're
sure.
a dictator.
Yeah, dictator.
Yep. Not my tater.
Not my
There
dictators.
goes another one of my taters. Fell right out of the bottom of my pants. God damn it! Another tater.
But yeah, it's a good question. What defines great?
Great. I think it's we can kill your ass, and then that's what scares me because I don't think we can just go kill their ass.
Yeah. I think our biggest advantage is the Navy, and I think that they would have no problem bombing the shit out of the ocean as long because
Ocean.
like
Fuck you, ocean. People
Well,
on
'cause-
ocean. Oh, you're
because
gonna die.
you don't really have to worry about provoking people with civilian casualties because you can literally just bomb the shit out of the ocean and not worry.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
all
it never
military.
happened.
It's all military personnel. So,
Yeah, the water will wash it away. All those tears.
but our Navy is pretty strong, and we're fucking ocean locked in a fucking really good position. But
every country has a navy. The ones we're
have
worried
you-
about.
The numbers. The numbers that are accepted among most of the world's population about our Navy is that our Navy is, if you combine the next two largest navies, you wouldn't even get close to ours.
That's what I was talking about. How do we know?
These are numbers that are accepted by like the UN, multiple. It's all
But
documented and
if you put yourself in their shoes, they're humans. They're just like
Yes.
us. They bullshit like,
Sure.
My job is to figure out how many Chinese fucking Navy, whatever they are, is out there. Like, what am I doing? Like, out there with like binoculars. Oh, I see one. Like, mark it in your book. Like, and then multiply it by some fucking number and be like, well, we have more, so nothing to worry about. Like, he's so safe. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for all that counting you did with your binoculars. How do we know?
no, I see your point. That's
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. My point.
My point.
That was my point. America might not be the greatest. If we're not, I think we should know and prepare. Buy more guns and
No, I
tents.
think it's pretty well documented.
Tents.
Even before, I'd say before large scale corruption, because I'd say the beginning of corruption in U.S. The U.S. started in the Industrial Revolution when monopolies didn't have any regulation and people cornered markets that are still really they're all cornered today by the same people. But
Because they backed every.
yeah, they
Everything.
already fucking did it. You can't because you can't just take money away from people. You can't take assets away from people
You
just
can.
because. Well, not if the grandfathered in whole thing. Like you can't just take assets away from people because the rules weren't set up that way before.
They are. That's civil forfeiture.
Is it?
Yes. Cop can pull you over and take everything.
Well-
They can take your wedding ring from you.
Yeah, but that's on the enforcement side. Like
Also,
that's
let's
individuals.
say if you live on the border and Trump wants to build his wall, sorry, you're out of a house. They'll take your house. They'll take your property.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't give you anything for it. That was
I know,
a story.
there's a
few
lot of
stories.
shit
There's
that's
ways
happened.
to do it. There's ways to do it.
I've heard of a lot of bad stories about, and that's once
Those
again.
are good stories, man. What are you talking about? That's news.
But
Well, the government can do whatever they want.
yeah.
Because you're not getting a better lawyer. You would have to have a team of lawyers. You'd have to have 2 teams of lawyers. The one for day, one for night lawyers. And they would have to be talking all fucking day, typing on their keyboard. What should we have? Look at our defense. Like, no way.
I understand your what I was getting to at the point of the turn at which, and it happened as well in the Industrial Revolution. We went from an agricultural nation to a industrious nation,
Industry.
and then that transformed into the military-industrial complex after World War I and World War II, and
Then aliens showed up and
And
they
then-
gave us some tech.
yeah, no, we just spent a bunch of money on scientists to fucking develop a bunch of weapons.
Yeah, with aliens. Their technology. They came from the sky.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the one.
well,
They
they
brought
were-
us potato chips. We didn't have
well,
potato chips until Area
Yeah,
52.
I don't understand Funyuns. That's probably
Yeah,
aliens.
Funyuns
Yeah,
is very questionable.
At my work, when you make a name tag, you can write like you write your name. You when you put in the computer, you put the fields are name, year of employment, and other information. So we started to get creative about like what we put under other information. Like some people put like what they say on the survey, like Kate is great, tell them Kate's great. Then I was making me and Monica name tags because mine was worn out anyway. And I just put it was aliens under other information, and nobody's pointed it out to me yet.
Nice.
Like we're not gonna be able to do this anymore because of me. But no, I don't think anybody's noticed.
I can still hear that, Ryan. It's very
Listen.
disgusting.
Busted.
I'll do it.
Maybe I'll just wet my lips once in a while.
Inside of myself.
I mean, I'll laugh because I think it's funny.
It's funny.
I think it's pretty.
It's pretty funny.
Or was it you that I pissed off that one time by doing that?
Did you hear at
Probably.
that time, mother?
Did you hear it, you motherfucker? Vape, bro.
You trying to cramp on my vape,
Hey, I cramped your style, bro. You did it to yourself. Get an F- for a cigarette plus
Digger it.
blow that up your ass.
Blow it up your
Just blowing smoke up your ass. Anyways, that global world domination,
Global warming and
banking, Bitcoin, furfo, fox leather,
Fox leather.
fox leather, it's faux leather with fox fur on it. It's fake leather with real fox fur on it.
what's
And
why?
What? Why? What? That doesn't make sense.
to match your motorcycle that looks exactly the same.
Fox cycle.
Yeah, it's a Fox
Could you
motorcycle.
imagine someone fucking
Fox
cruising
News.
by
Fox
on a
News.
motorcycle, and they just
I listen
got
to
a
Fox
whole
News.
bunch
Return
of
of Bill
Get
O'Reilly.
my Fox motorcycle. Fox News. I get my Fox.
I got my Fox and Friends.
I'll watch-
These are my only
I
friends.
watch
Fox and Friends.
Fox 66. Oh, I watch
Fox,
The
my
Simpsons.
Car, I got my car Fox.
Yeah, I made
Fox.
got a car Fox. Got my Paula Dean's cookbook. That has a fur cover. I have a picture of Kim Davis with a fur frame around it with a little halo because she is sent from God. Pure Jesus. Pure Michigan, pure Jesus.
That's pure Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Too fucking much.
yum. We sound so good on here.
I know.
It sounds so we're like
beautiful.
news. We're like in the news. We can make. We're newsmakers now. Just Justin, Kim Kardashian's ass exploded in New York Times Square. Millions were hurt,
Oh, it's
but
about time.
millions more hearts were broken.
About time.
It's a bubble. You know it's gonna pop.
Well, it's just fake.
It's fake. It probably is.
Dude, it is.
It is.
What do you think
It
it's made
is,
of?
motherfucker.
I think it's
is.
made of
Probably the
horses?
highest quality
Horse?
fucking
Horse
butt
meat?
meat fucking.
What meat?
You think it's a soy product?
I got the soy
filler?
ass.
No, it's a fucking
Maybe it's
made out
duct
of
tape.
silicone.
Yeah, it's like a.
Maybe
silicone.
Kanye kept duct taping her ass
It's
until
like
it got that
a
big.
gelatinous plastic.
We'll go in a museum one day
Make wallets out of that.
next to the rubber band ball, Pee Wee Herman. There's a foil ball, the rubber band ball, and Kim Kardashian's ass.
Yeah.
Here's a song from Exploit Delete. Cool.
That was a great song.
Hey, shut up! You didn't hear it. I haven't even made it yet. That's from the future. The
You gotta
past
use
future.
you gotta use that Friedman pedal on the next one.
Oh, yeah,
You should really
yeah,
try
yeah,
it. You can get some different stuff.
Friedman.
Wait, the one
Why?
that you
Because
just got?
it costs
No.
$200. That's why.
Yeah.
You could just name things.
I
at
mean, you
price
can
point.
do more with it, and it doesn't have that fucking grit that the DS.
I like
is.
the grit.
I know, but you can
Yeah.
make a cleaner grit on that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I just like it because it's
it's an iconic
my
sound.
old sound.
That's
that
an
I used-
iconic sound.
That's all I used to play.
It's so much fun.
The Boss DS1.
High energy.
No.
Have some fun.
The reason why I got the Friedman is because
fun.
there isn't enough power in that fucking Marshall to do or.
Oh, that's what's happening. It's an impedance.
Well,
It's
no,
impeding on our progress.
it just doesn't have enough.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have the extra.
Yes. So that DS1 would be good for a better amp. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
It's okay. We're talking about guitars,
Guitars.
and amps, and mods, and pedals, and Fox for. Did you get that Fox for leather metal smash
Yes.
pedal?
Yeah.
The leather metal, the leather metal pedal smash pedal, smash pedal.
Smash Mouth, Flannel Mouth.
Flannel mouth. What are the fucking odds with that beer? Did he not? No one even knew until I pointed it out.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
Just kept it all to myself.
My Flannel Mouth.
I need some more wine. Find.
Here.
Oh, okay. She's got me on the wine. That's my lady. That's my lady. That's what Turtle says. My lady. He goes, my,
My
lady.
lady.
My lady. I always sing a Lady and Tramp.
That is just.
My lady.
Well, I think of all the My Lady fucking memes on the internet about neckbeards with fedoras on.
I know nothing about that.
My Lady, and he's got like a dagger or something, and he's
Know
like,
nothing about this.
Barry Crosno.
yeah. Well, you
Oh,
can't say
wait,
that,
damn it.
dumbass.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit that out, Adam.
So much more work.
Probably not.
We'll just edit that.
What the hell am I supposed to edit out?
That
You
name.
just said a full name.
Oh, I'll just give it the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already did it.
I just didn't.
Oh, we didn't do a
even think about
clicker.
it.
Oh, fuck. That's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe we can still do it now.
Yeah, but it's still not gonna be. We could just have the logo at the beginning, fucking 15 minutes.
Okay. Please stand by for 15 minutes.
Yeah, but just with the fucking
Yeah, and it just fades in.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Have people who want to watch this.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, thank you. I don't think it's going to work. I'm just going to have to do it. Again, see, this is why we're doing it. So we can fuck up.
Yep.
So we can fuck up 100 times.
At least we sound sexy. Fucking shit.
This is.
Ooh, yeah. Welcome to the Late Night Barry White Show, baby.
I mean, that's how close they.
No, they are.
That's,
They're like-
that's how.
Ooh, yeah. I'm right on it. Right after 1 a.m. in the morning, we're gonna.
That sounds just like the motherfucker.
1 in the morning.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
even
Get out of here.
even on the Joe Rogan show, they're pretty damn close. They're like
Yeah. But they have. They can
yeah,
go
but
from
it's
the front.
it's still a condenser mic, and it still has pretty much the same parameters. Like
Yeah. Yes.
we'll get a much higher quality if we're like 6 inches away.
Yeah, I could turn these up some
So,
more,
like-
but I
like-
don't want.
Yeah,
This
but
close?
that's like kind of a rule of thumb.
Yeah, I
is-
didn't wanna-
Is like 6 inches away.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I think this is good. It's good.
you can hear the difference.
Difference.
Ooh, you're inside of my ears.
Cool. Get out of here. Cool story, guys.
Get your ass out of here.
Problem is, we haven't smoked enough.
Yeah, let's get that.
Let's get that rolling on.
Okay.
It's
What is
over
that?
there.
It's over there. Oh my god.
There.
So why are there a bunch of light bulbs in that cup?
There's
I mean-
one light bulb.
There's 2.
There is
least.
not. It's one.
Wait, what?
It's one freaking light bulb.
There's 3.
It's a special light bulb.
In a cup?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
special
I
light
see.
bulb in a cup.
It's the light bulb cup.
Why is
Whenever you need a
is
light
in
bulb,
the cup
check in the
because
cup.
it's special?
Yes. It's
That'd be
for
an
green
awful
screen
product.
lighting.
Oh.
Store your light bulbs in the cup.
We got Darth Vader here. How are you doing there, Vader? This guy's getting fucking toasted. Yeah, you could have done better.
I know. I tried. I was being Darth Vader.
There's probably nothing left.
See, he's hogging it all. Nothing left. Looks like you're about to eat a piece of gum, but you decided, I don't know if I should.
I'll just turn it into vape.
That's a fun
Yeah,
design.
that's probably not good enough.
It's not good enough.
It's not good enough, Bobby.
You gotta scrape it.
Tools are in the car.
What, the CD?
No, man.
That's in there too.
yeah, they're both.
Well, if I had to guess, what does Bobby have in his car? Tools or Tool the album? Gonna
I
go
would
with the
guess
album.
both. I guess
Can
the
only
album.
have one. One of them he doesn't have. In this
Well, it's
imaginary
both.
land.
You wouldn't have tools. You have tools for your weed, but you wouldn't have tools because you're not a man. You got them tools in your truck.
Bobby, you ain't got no man tools. You just listen to that gay hippie band Tool.
What? You're a tool to that music, man. You gotta get on some
You
tools.
hear this hippie guy?
Man, you
Yeah.
can fix your life with tools. They do much more than just put nails in the wall.
They
and
put
screws.
nails in your heart.
They unscrew your brain, fool. Take a drill right up to your skull, numbskull. Yeah, get that McDonald's out of here. Sloshing. So we got, Slosh McSloshers, Slosh Donalds, McSlush, Slush McSlush.
Yeah.
Here, give them a McSlush.
That's bad.
Yeah. That's horrible. What are we doing? Just doing this, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get all these microphones and just go like these fucking ears. If somebody was, if there was aliens and they were watching us, they're like, nah, they're never.
They're
leaving
not
Earth.
using this.
They're never gonna leave Earth.
They're not using the technology that we gave them correctly.
Oh, they figured out a way to communicate with us.
Probably what they sound like. Fucking hypocrites.
They probably sound like a cup of McDonald's slosh. Yeah. Just losing their shit up there. Melting all their ice cubes.
What if they love what we're doing? Like,
That could be. That's the whole Rick and Morty thing. They fucking go to planets and whatever.
yeah.
You're on TV.
Like
On
they're
TV.
staying hidden so they don't like spook us.
Yeah. Well,
We
maybe.
don't build like underground bunkers. And
Or they're just fucking watching us and laughing. They don't want the jig to be up. They just want to watch us and laugh.
yeah.
We're
once-
Earth, the reality
Because
TV
once we're
show.
like self-conscious about what the aliens think, then it just won't be the same.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby will never be the same.
Yeah.
But he's only got like a few
Yeah, I
more
was
years
gonna
in
say
him.
he'll be dead soon. It's okay.
It is okay. It's okay. He'll be dead soon.
Yeah, Bill's.
Do you
Bill's,
think? What kind of funeral do you
doing
think
so
he'll
good.
have?
What?
You think? I think his funeral is going to be a protest. Yeah,
A protest.
They're
Should
gonna-
just protest him dying.
because he was supposed to be in prison, not in the
Yeah,
underground.
but he paid those people off.
What people?
The people that were
You mean
accusing
the
him.
women
Yeah.
who were accusing him?
Whatever.
Because I mean,
them, they.
them
Yeah, women aren't people.
Them
What are you
too.
Thinking?
Yeah,
them too,
yeah,
damn
right.
it. Don't forget them. Yeah, no, they were women. He didn't
He
put his
paid them
finger in
off.
men's buttholes.
Remember?
No, but he
on
paid
The
them off so they
Apprentice
didn't go to
when,
trial.
He didn't pay them all off.
Yes, he did. Why do you think
How
he's
are you
just...
getting this information? You think there's not all of them? All like 40 of them?
Yeah. Dude, you know
got
how
that
much
Bill Cosby
money?
money.
Yeah, dude. Bill Cosby's got stupid amounts of money.
Well, I don't know. Well, you didn't you say that thing about you were the one that said something about like it was when we were talking about the Harvey Weinstein thing. It was
Oh,
on the
that
cast and you were like, yeah, one day they're getting accused and everybody puts them on blast, and then the next week you see him eating a burger and like,
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
just like out. Dude, fucking Cosby's doing shows again. He's out in like
Yeah, I
these
don't-
old places, like these jazz clubs, like no one getting no. I don't know what he does. I don't even think he
That's-
knows what he's doing. He just goes somewhere. He's like, look at this, wow, look at this, and this is amazing. Wow. And people are like, huh, he's still got it. It's pretty bad.
Wow.
It's just, it would be sad to go and see that.
Well, he's
would
only
be,
around people
like-
that like him. He's in like barber
You
shops,
would really want to
rape places,
rape shops.
rape
shops.
places.
rape. Oh, the rape places you'll see.
Hey, can you book me some rape places?
Dude, I heard allegedly.
You get a whistle, and you get a whistle.
I heard allegedly he would have the staff of whatever comedy club he was working at, like, watch him eat his food before he went on stage.
nice. That's power.
Like, the entire
that-
staff.
I think it was just a miscommunication. Like they didn't know what to do, but he wasn't telling them anything because he was eating. Like leave
Yeah.
a man alone while he's eating.
I mean, he just didn't want to talk while he's chewing. That's polite.
Yeah, and then when he's done, he's like, "Guys, get to fucking work. What job?"
Yeah, I hate it when people ask me a question while I'm chewing my food. Like, you just expect me to talk while I'm chewing.
Yeah, you just start and then the food falls out your
I
mouth.
just sit there and look at them.
Who does
and
this
chew my
to you?
food. Oh, Norma does it all the time.
Why are you chewing your food around Norma?
Because she fucking talks while she's chewing all the time.
Well, tell her you want
Because
to
she
eat lunch
can't
alone.
find time to eat outside of talking
Wait,
because she talks constantly.
so she's always eating?
No, she's always talking.
It's just,
don't
it's not the eating that interfere. It's the eating that interferes
It's
with
the
the
talking
talking.
that interferes with everything else in her life. Like like talking basically fucks her life up because she can't stop.
Oh, I know somebody.
Shows
like
all her
that.
cards.
We know somebody like
Or
that.
she just instantly interrupts
Person
people
that
when
we
she
work
walks in a room because she doesn't stop talking. She just says whatever pops in her head like immediately all the time. It's ridiculous.
There's a name for those people. I'm not gonna say it.
No? I'm very interested to hear what it is.
There's a few of them.
There's a few names. Oh,
There's a
there's
few
more than
names.
one. I thought there was only one.
Kind, sweet, courteous people.
Dibble bingle
But
bingle.
I didn't want to give them too much respect right off the bat.
I don't
You
think
just did.
I don't think she's that courteous. She's kind and sweet, but she's not courteous.
Well, some people just can't fucking turn it off. Like, some people just need to, like, we were talking about that in the car. Like,
Like the other night.
we were talking about that in the car just now when we went to Guitar Center about how people that, it was your fucking nurse or whatever.
Oh, yeah, today.
People that
when
just-
I
Oh,
went-
yeah.
Yeah, to my appointment. She fucking gave me the worst fucking ear, like, thrashing I've ever gotten in my life. Hello, let's get things going, whatever. So how you been? Oh, good. What have you been up to? Just working.
I don't
going to
fucking know
school,
you. Don't act
like-
like we're
Yeah,
like a thing.
see you every once in a while. It was kind of weird. Oh, well, my son is going to school. Yeah, you know what? He actually, just finished going to school, and he's got this job, and, man, he got this job through this person, and it was the greatest thing ever. I just couldn't believe it. And now he's doing great, and he's got this many kids, and, I only get to see him every once in a while. It's like, holy shit, lady, can we just fucking get...
But you
going
you
with
wonder
our day,
you wonder what
Jesus.
compels people like that.
Because that's her
to-
pride and joy.
No, but you think about in a professional sense, if they haven't been reprimanded for it, like maybe sometimes people need that in a experience at a fucking at the convenience store or fucking maybe there's certain people that fit certain roles and
Well, she doesn't know how to
They
talk
say-
to Bobby.
They say it takes every kind of people.
She's
Yeah.
used to talking to moms.
exactly
She only got the
Yeah.
mom talk.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because how early I came in, because mostly like
I think she's
stay-at-home
comparing you
moms
to her
and
son.
like older people
Yeah.
come in at that time. So
Did you
for
fix
me,
Did you
no.
Did you
not
try
yet.
this? It needs to work.
So for me to come
gotta
in
go.
at 8:00, it was just, come on, lady, I can't just listen to you talk about this the whole time and not like get going with what I need to do
Imagine
because I
that.
don't really want to be here. I
Imagine-
already didn't want to get up at fucking 7:00 in the morning.
imagine that same thing but most of your clientele are like crack and meth addicts
Like you work at one of those places that gives
So their stories are
heroin addicts
interesting.
free.
yeah
Like,
They are.
It's a different story, but like, for
Well, a
me,
different type of person would work there. First of all, like the
Yeah.
doctors wouldn't be like your, round town nurses, they're all stuck up. They're just
Around
moms.
town nurses.
They're like the people giving out free heroin to like heroin if they were like an old hair. Like, yes, I know what it's like. Like, I'm here for you. Like, they have a rich story behind them.
yeah
Not just like, don't
yeah,
know.
I married a guy and then like
I
we
worked
had
on my
kids,
medical
and
practice,
then-
okay?
and now
Okay.
I'm this thing.
No, I'm this thing. What is this
I made
thing,
3
Ryan?
soccer
I'm-
players.
I'm interested.
Well,
to
it's a
find
it's
out.
it's a thing that they created in their mind a long time ago, and then they decided
It's
to
the
make it
fantasy they're
happen,
living.
and then they made it happen, and now they're that thing.
and that's it.
Then you die.
I'm that
Oh
thing.
no! Then they get grandkids, and then they live their life with that. That's a three-step process for some of these people.
That's
It's a
true.
three-step-
Transcendent, fucking, real. That's you took life by the balls and just made it your own. Didn't fall into any.
You start driving a truck,
Yeah.
grab life by the horns. Hey, it's truck month, guys. Did you know
I mean,
that?
I've actually considered like that as a possibility. Like,
Being a truck dude, you're already a truck guy.
well, I mean, like driving a fucking
Mate,
rig. Yeah.
Get out of my way.
Like over long distance and shit.
Yeah, I thought about that too, but then I'd be gone for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't want to be gone that long from like my normal life. I don't want 2 separate lives.
yeah. That makes sense.
House
Yeah,
life. Like I
I
don't want 2
just-
things.
I would go insane, man. You're just by yourself for like
Well, we don't.
That's fine.
You could just
2
drive a Walgreens
weeks.
truck and you get to see.
Bobby's bad with being alone. Sometimes.
You're never alone. There's always a boogeyman behind
Yes, there's always a boogeyman
you. Just
inside
look
your
behind
heart.
you and under your bed. He's there for
even
you.
he walked away, man. He's like, this guy's fucking
guy's
boring,
fucking
man.
Guy, every time he says he's going to sleep, he
outta
doesn't. It's like never scare him down. I
No,
fall asleep.
If there's anything that you should take value in it, it's time alone because it's fucking it's gold.
See, I was thinking about that the other day. I think that's why people. I've noticed that people are going to the bathroom a lot. I think they're not. They say they're pooping, but nobody poops 3 times in 3 hours, except for me when I have diarrhea. But I'm thinking.
I've pooped at
Where
your
are
house
you
multiple
experiencing-
I
times.
think,
in,
like, mostly at work or, like, out. I think it's because that's the only time people get alone, is when they're in the bathroom.
yeah, well, yeah,
Most of them.
yeah.
Especially people who live in, like, a full house.
People with like young children don't even get that.
Yeah.
They
So
get-
they
get
lock
followed
themselves in
into the
there.
I've lived in a
bathroom.
full house like my whole life, like just like all bumping all the time.
Yeah, and that's like what you and I.
That's
talked
why I
about the
love
other
fucking
day.
alone. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
It's very
That's-
different at my house. I have just my brother and my mom and my stepdad, and we don't do anything together. We don't hang out together.
That's sweet.
Nothing like, and so I'm by myself when I'm at home. I'm alone.
My
You should move out.
My house is like a fucking.
Get out of there.
My house is a petri dish of just like, or like just like a like a photon collider chamber where like
Dude, I love those things.
like where it's just everybody's in each other's space all the time, and it's really and everybody's like and
Yeah, I was in your dad's way today, and I thought he was pissed off.
So that's why I don't like
no,
going
he's
over to your
literally
dad's.
just always like that.
It's like that.
Oh yeah.
I was
your
gonna say
dad?
hi, but
Yeah.
You
I thought-
he would have liked you to say hi, like,
I see, and I thought about that because that's respect. But I was going to do it, and I saw him. He was just like,
and
and I was like, oh, he doesn't want no fucking highs from me. Like, I'm just gonna sit here.
no, he's like
You're just a
literally.
wave.
He's the gentlest bear of all.
Yeah, I get that,
like-
but I don't know what happened at work. I don't know what condition he's
usually
in.
I don't
he
know
might be
either.
ready to tear someone's head off, and I might be a perfect target for that.
No, I'm always the first one to be like, hey, just hey, Papa, and then I just no, I like slap his belly and stuff, and like I just like no matter what
Yeah, I
mood
see
it looks
that.
like he's in, I just go yeah, Papa, and then I like
Yeah,
slap his
but
belly. and
your
stuff.
dad is.
You
your
guys like
dad's
the
best, man.
Bernstein Bears.
Yeah. No, it is kind of like a bear den. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like a hobbit hole or whatever.
But you guys are nuclear colliding.
Yeah, but it's never it's always constructive. Like there's never a time where we intentionally bring each other down, like for any reason.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And when we do, it gets called out.
Oh, so you do. Oh.
No, but if at any point that does happen, everybody calls the person out on what they've done. Like calls the one person out on what they've done wrong, and then they're like, "All right," and then
See, usually most
Build
families
and-
call the police, and then the police get to decide. That's lucky you have a democratic family.
It's usually up to moms to be like, "Hey, I don't think you're not being very fair,
yeah.
Steve."
Actually,
Steve.
But Steve doesn't give a shit.
no, it's me and my
Yeah, I know.
Steve doesn't.
me and my mom are
fucking
kind of the
care.
mediators because nobody else is on that spectrum of thought.
Yeah.
for the most part.
No, you can't. You cannot put Taylor in charge of that.
No. Well, Taylor brings out the arguments that need to happen. And
He's a real
then-
shit starter.
Yeah. And then my dad puts a lot of emotion into it and just starts
So he one ups it because that's where Turtle got it from.
And
there's
then-
this dimension of your dad that does that, and that's the one thing that Turtle absorbed the most.
Cameron went through the shit. Like my dad didn't. I mean, he was in the Navy and he was in the Persian Gulf, which I don't know what they went through, but it does. I mean, it was a quick conflict. Like it was
the Gulf.
It was over and done with over not that long of a period. I don't know a whole
Like
lot about
2
it,
months.
I think it was
It was
just a
very
drug
quick.
deal.
but
It's probably a drug deal.
But fucking Cameron did some real shit, and he's kind of got a different perspective on everything, even more so than my dad, because my dad went places, but he never got into a situation where actually he did see that video. You know that video of the guy getting sucked into the
Yeah.
airplane,
Your dad's buddy.
the jet intake. It's like
I
Saw
don't know.
somebody get chopped up by a.
it's night footage on an aircraft carrier of a F-16 about to take off, and it's JD, my dad's best friend in the Navy at the time, and he's actually training a cadet or a recruit, and he's waving it and stuff, and then he walks to check the fit some shit, and then he just gets sucked into the intake of the jet, and he actually his arm lodged like this. It broke his collarbone, but his gloves came off, his helmet came off, and lodged into the fan blade on the inside, and caused a error message on the computer and shut off the engine. And he crawled out.
What?
He crawled out and had a broken shoulder blade.
Wait. I've seen that.
Did a press conference the next day. And
Wait, so
talked about it.
your
And that's-
brother saw this?
No, this is my dad.
Your dad?
My dad was
So this happened to your dad's best friend.
Yes, and my dad was on the surveillance. He was doing surveillance that night, alone in the surveillance for the entire deck, and he watched his best friend.
He saw it live.
He
Oh
saw it
my
live,
God.
and he was on he was 36 hours in with no sleep on a night shift, and he said that the chamber that they had the surveillance in was like super hot, and he was just like kind of delirious
Just
already.
dying.
But he looked at it and he was like, and he didn't understand. He didn't understand what he just saw, and then he called his superior and he's like, I think Jay just got sucked into the fucking intake, and then they go up to the deck and he's crawling out of the fucking
Holy shit.
yeah.
All the places you'll find with Jake.
Jake from State Farm.
Yep. He was in good hands.
He was. That's
Let's all state stands.
yeah.
Oh man.
That's a wild story. I do remember seeing the footage of that.
It's used as like universal training footage for all of the Navy now.
What not to do.
Yeah.
Wait, that exact video?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy. There, I'll throw the video up.
Yeah.
Bow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. We should have
Wow.
a should have a competition who can do the best Owen Wilson, like statewide fucking championship
Yeah.
for find the best Owen Wilsons.
Wow.
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 I'm not doing it.
Wow.
No.
No, you gotta get the different variations in there. Like wow,
Wow.
oh, wow.
No.
Wow.
That was a hee-haw. Let's see all down.
Oh.
It's a nice one. Got any more stories about your dad? Those are cool. My dad's a biker. He's got some biker stories, but he can't tell them because the oath he took to his leather.
I mean the story
It
of
took
how
a
my
lot, bro.
the story of how my parents met is pretty funny.
Shoot.
I think my dad was my dad in the Navy at this point, because he was in Virginia, but he's from Michigan. He had a friend that was from the area.
I haven't had a chance to go do it.
Why don't you just go do it, man? But he had a friend in Virginia, and they went to parties all the time. And my mom lived in Smithfield at the time, where they make that bacon.
Cookies!
They make that bacon.
Oh, Smithfield's bacon.
Yeah, but and it's like super rural and really diverse. So like it's like 50-50 blacks to whites, and it's super rural, and they just fucking get drunk and fucked up all the time there. At least in the 80s and shit. And my mom's family, the Greers, is just it's just a litter of girls. It's 7 girls, and they're notorious for being like the debaucherous fucking like hillbilly girls, because they all lived in the fucking small house that their dad made out in the woods.
So they're the badasses.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with these girls.
Yes,
And if
and-
you do, they're going to get you.
And my mom is the sweetheart. The one actually, there's a couple, but my mom was like the redhead, the only redhead in the family, and just kind of the good one. But
Good one.
they convinced her to go out to this party one night, and as soon as they got there, the first thing that they showed up to was the headlights on my dad, and he's wearing like a fucking pink wife beater
What?
and turquoise shorts. And then my mom's like, look at this fucking squeeb. Like, because I don't know, maybe it's squeeb. I don't know what
Squib?
word. I don't know.
Squib?
Squib.
Squib.
Like a combination between a squib and a dweeb.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, square and a
And,
dweeb.
and then,
Squib.
Squeeb.
Squeeb.
and then like 10 minutes.
Wow.
10 minutes into the party, my dad's friend, who also knows my mom, puts both of them in a room together, and it's his room, and they lock the door, and there's just like pictures of like naked women all over the walls. It's like a dude's room.
Oh.
And then my dad's like, okay. And then my mom's like, what the fuck? And then they just can't get out, so they just start talking, and then they just talked the entire night.
making
They're-
I'm sure they talked.
I'm
the
sure they
entire
fucked,
night.
but I I'm sure they fucked. But
Yeah, you. Nah, it'd be funny if he kicked her out. I was like, I don't need you. I've got these posters.
then I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And she'd just be like, well, I thought you were a squeak.
Yeah, but I didn't think you were that much of a fucking
Really?
squibble.
You're a squibble, you just wobble. Weeble wobble. I wonder if that's still recording.
Let me check it out.
Oh, you know what yeah, sure. You should turn the screen towards us.
Oh, do I hear?
Idiot. Let's play Bobby's favorite song.
It says it's on standby.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't have the red light on either.
That's so weird.
You want me to hit the...
Sure, I mean, it's supposed to record.
Were we not recording the camera at all?
Probably not.
Do you see red?
Oh, I always see red. No, I don't see it.
Is there a red light on this one? That would be ideal.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Now the standby is blinking.
Do you have to hold it in?
Maybe. Now record is blinking.
All right, then press it again, maybe. It's so stupid. Oh, see, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Blinking.
Is it blinking? Blink, blink, blink.
Hard.
Blink 182.
Blinking.
Catch 23. 24 Nabisco cookies.
Area 521.
25 is the age that people start to like you again.
Because nobody likes you when you're 23.
Right.
And then,
Give
like,
it a few years.
Said it.
Hey, you fucking said it. You said it and you said it. Don't worry about the camera. I'll get that shit figured out. It's being wonky. Something stupid. It's a double tap record, probably.
It's a hat on a hat.
It's a hat. On a hat. Inside of a hat. It's a room within a room within a room is the recording studio.
Did you
Hat on a Hat Studios is a room
catch
within a
my
room.
Area
Room's got
521
rooms.
joke over there? You
Maybe.
didn't get it.
No, say it again.
Area
Oh, yeah, I heard you over
Okay,
there.
good job.
I thought you were talking about the Guitar Center, at Podcast Center.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so weird. I felt like I was in a different world. Like, everyone's like, you got a podcast? I was like, yeah, I got a podcast. Like, it's Asshole Cast. And it was like, oh, you doing a podcast? Yeah, man, more. It's live streaming on Twitch or whatever. I'm like, whoa. And then this guy ring up, oh, yeah, I'm doing a podcast. Oh, shit.
What was up with that guy, dude? Like, as soon as we walk in,
The
we're like,
white guy?
this
The
is all
dickhead?
Yeah, we were like, this is all cool. What's this? What's
Yeah,
this
what's
over
this?
here?
Oh, it looks like you can jam out
it
in these
looks like
rooms
you can
like
jam
crazy.
out in these rooms
Let me
like
go
crazy.
jam
Let me
out
go
in here.
inside
And then-
start playing the drums.
and I did.
And then he did. And
And
then
he
this
just
guy comes. He watched
scolded
us this whole time. He's watching us walk by and asking these questions. And then he opens the door. He's like, "No, these are just for lessons."
You
And
know,
like you
Ryan
just walked us.
had to get a replacement, and they did good.
What?
Ryan,
Yeah.
that's his replacement.
He,
That's his-
He's not there anymore.
He wasn't there tonight.
He still works there. I'm pretty sure.
I think this is his body double. He's got to be just as douchey as him.
Yeah. No,
He's
because
acting like a dick.
He's-
He's like, he might as well say like, get out of here.
no,
It's like,
he
get
doesn't.
out of here.
Ryan doesn't have that same. Ryan's got like that weird, stupid, like I'm like aloof man. Like yeah, you're like.
Maybe I cut down trees, or maybe I'm just into paper towels. You'll never know.
Maybe I just eat soy all day long.
I think he thinks that Megadeth and Metallica are the same thing.
100% soy.
They're the same band,
No, every.
but I can
fucking-
play every song.
Wait, are you talking about soy?
I feel like there's like a echelon of white dudes at
They are
fucking,
band Tempest.
and they all look the same. Like
Yeah, I like the change up. I like the brothers. They're
Yeah,
cooler. They're more
the-
fun to hang out with. They're not
Yeah.
like
yeah,
I'm
you
Geek
know,
Squad.
I work at Guitar Center.
I'm
like,
Geek Squad. What do you need? What do you mean? What do you think you need? Don't be stupid. You need this.
You need this Friedman $200 OD pedal.
go OD on your pedal, bro. Dude, you overdosed that drive, bro. Too much. You stopped it too hard. It's
But
never
yeah,
gonna stop.
all the white dudes in there are a clone of each other with different levels of testosterone. That's literally
very
all
low.
it is.
They're all very low.
Yeah.
That's the fight. It's the good fight.
Is that the good fight?
Well, It was different when I went in there. The place looked different. Different people.
It felt different in
It
there.
felt different. Yeah. I think it felt better.
It
I
did.
at first I was like,
I liked being in that back
Well, I
room.
didn't like being kicked out of the fucking drum room.
Yeah.
This is for lessons. Well, guess I learned a lesson.
No, I liked the feel in that back room of the. It was really community and
Yeah,
like,
it was weird. I felt
everybody
like I was
talking to each
on the
other and,
Wii,
like,
like that place where you wait to play Mario
yeah,
Kart.
the
and
Wii
like,
waiting room.
I podcast too. Podcast, we're here for podcast stuff. Wow, podcast center's really changed.
You know, I'm trying to record.
Center.
I'm trying to record. You know, I know the best recording studio
Yeah,
and like
just
the best,
the best.
the nearest fucking, with the
What's-
cheapest fucking
Was
commission.
B352
Area 521.
Area 521. It's a good recording studio. We think.
We hope we're gonna try it out.
Yeah, in about 6 months, we're gonna lay down. What What do you want to do? A full album?
8 tracks.
Out 8 tracks.
8 to 10, if depends on what we do. 8.
Maybe we do just test them out and do an EP and do 4 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, just our 4 favorite ones, and then we'll go record. We'll pay them $200 because it's gonna be real quick.
Okay.
It's gonna be like 4 hours.
Because we know 4 songs. We can do 4.
Dude, song an hour, get it in there. It's not gonna be that simple, but
No,
we'll shoot
no,
for
it's
that.
I mean, what's $30 for an extra hour? I mean, or 2 extra hours.
I mean,
or fucking,
unless like we're spending $30 and an hour that we're paying is him setting up chords, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, we're not
yeah,
paying
I don't
for
want
that
to watch
hour."
a 68-year-old man set up chords.
I think it's the younger guy. What was
Yeah.
his name? He gave me the fucking card.
um.
Wait, I wasn't wearing these clothes. These are not my clothes I was wearing. No,
You were in your work clothes.
I was. Looked like a working man.
Because they were like,
He had
oh, man, you should've brought
he had an
this stuff."
ethnic name. I can't remember.
I know, it was
like
A Jamalbad.
no.
It was cool. It was shorter than that.
Pajama bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, pajama bed. You never met pajama bed?
I can't.
Was it Black Craig?
I think
I don't remember his name. I got his card though.
No, he was cool.
He was real
pajama
cool.
bed like sounds like something I should change my name to. Just demand to be called pajama bed.
Sultan.
Pajama beds. Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna change
yeah,
my
you
first
might
name,
as well.
I might as well actually take Sultan for.
I know.
Finally, like I said, I was gonna.
Lazy. No, I wouldn't want to do it if I was you either. All my mail, all my passwords,
Like,
all my
okay,
information's
first of
gotta
all,
change.
I gotta go to fucking court. I gotta go down to fucking
That's a
court and get
bunch
that
of
copy.
bullshit. Like,
Then I gotta go to Secretary of State. Then I gotta go to all the. I gotta
Then you gotta
contact-
go get a Jello
I gotta
pop.
contact everything that
Yeah,
relies
we know
on.
it's a big deal, but guess what? A lot of ladies do it. They don't complain about it.
wow.
Ooh. It's fine. Like I said, I wouldn't do it either. I don't go get prostate checks like men do.
You should probably do that in like 5 years.
Nah.
I,
I'm starting to eat healthy.
you
I
know,
don't-
with
I don't
with
eat
all
them.
the
I'm clearing
bullshit
up all the
that
bubbles
comes
in
with
my
being a
butt.
woman from periods to menopause, I wouldn't trade it for. I would not trade it for prostate problems.
Okay,
I'll-
like really, you guys aren't gonna get a finger up your butt so that you don't spend fucking 10
I checked
years.
myself the other day. Everything is clean as a whistle.
10.
I don't
like
think
five.
that-
So you don't spend 5
No,
years of
I'm
your
joking.
life
I
fucking miserably
I
with
don't think
fucking.
that time is that near for you.
No, I've
maybe you
Look,
got another
how
10
old are
years.
you?
I don't even think my dad has done it.
How old are you? Well, that's Glenner.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Glenner
I'm not
would
going to
never let
reveal
a
my
man put
age.
his. Glenner would never let a man put his finger up his ass.
We're
Never ever, unless it was a leather finger. It was a
Not
Harley
biker
Davidson finger.
A big old biker finger.
Yeah, if the
Fucking-
glove said Harley Davidson on
I
them.
am Alex Ovechkin's age.
I'm older than Alex
Adam
Ovechkin. He has gray
is-
hair.
Adam is one number higher than that.
I am, but nobody knows
I
how old
don't-
Alex
I don't know-
Ovechkin is.
I don't know when Alex Ovechkin's birthday is.
It's May never.
May never.
Yeah.
Pretty scared.
He may never have a birthday.
May you never have a birthday. 1984. Good job. told everyone
Well,
the one person listening to this.
My birthday is May Never 1985.
We're off to May Never Neverland.
Yeah, Lamone.
Jeez. Somebody trapped inside of you trying to get
I don't
out.
understand why I can't say
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
I threw my voice.
Yeah, I seen him and he went like this.
Alex Ovechkin.
Alex.
I think Alex Ovechkin should sell cookies
Alex Ovechkin.
because it's kind of like Alex Ovechkin.
No, I'm
Munchkins.
pretty sure 35 is the age where you should be getting like 5-year prostate exams.
I'm not that old yet. I actually don't. I forgot. I think I'm 33. I could be turning 34.
You are 33.
2 years, buddy. Then
Well,
you got a finger up
Yeah,
your butt.
because you're
See you later.
you're almost exactly 10 years older than me.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. It's
It's a
already
really good
an
idea.
ordeal taking the bottles and cans back sometimes. I gotta really plan to like send mail.
Yes.
I'm not going to schedule myself an appointment.
It's only 5
where
years,
I
roughly.
go talk to someone about what might be lurking in my butt.
Listen, though, I mean,
Not
there's-
doing it.
There's prostate cancer and there's just an enlarged prostate. Either way,
It's gonna have an effect on your life, and you're not gonna like the effect.
knowing
What is he?
knowing you have an enlarged prostate, oh, it's just an enlarged prostate. Oh, great, glad I had, glad I did all that.
Yeah.
Just to know that.
You
I have
know
an
what I'm
enlarged
gonna
prostate.
do? I am going to create an app that does it for you discreetly in your own time, in your own home.
So how does that work?
And I'm
Do you
gonna
put
do
the
it
phone up your
because-
ass?
No, it's a dongle or a finger that comes with it, and it does it.
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't
plug it
mind
into your
shoving
headphone
something
jack.
up my own ass and like
It's your
checking
own,
my
it's
shit.
you're doing it
like,
all at your own pace, and you trust yourself, so it's cool. It ain't even about that, dude. Like, I'll do it by myself. I won't tell anybody, and then I'll be like, I'm fine. Or I have.
It is
this
easy for a
thing.
22-year-old kid to tell a fucking guy to, yeah, it's okay. You should really get a fucking finger up your butt so you can make sure it's okay. 'Cause that's
No,
not
well,
even
with
a
all the
reality for me
advancements
in
we
the
have in
next-
technology.
Yeah, that's
Why
not
do
a
I gotta
reality for
see-
me in the next 10 years.
Well, then, when that comes out, that's when I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to get like an annual pass.
I still don't like getting it physical.
Women have to go through a fucking whole lot of shit.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck that.
A whole lot of shit.
Yeah, for instance, we have to take birth control.
Yeah, well,
You don't have to.
Yeah, I don't. I know.
It's working out great.
thank you. Thank you.
It's worked for me so far.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even like going to the doctor to get
Maybe
a
I should get
physical.
on it.
Wait, you do like going to the doctor. You got a great story from it today.
No. That
Well,
shit
what?
fucking
Here's what you
sucks.
got to do: plan for next time you're going, and give her an amazing story. Tell her
I'm going
you
to
went
next time.
It's
wingsuiting.
really birth control isn't as bad as it was like when the first time I started birth control. Like I was fucking.
I bet it was. I can only imagine.
It made me
'cause it's
crazy
like-
the first time I was on it. Then I got on better stuff.
It's literally, it changes your fucking whole hormonal balance.
Hey, babe, how about this? You turn into a dude. Wait, dude's gonna get pregnant. No, never mind. I was gonna say you turn into a dude, and I'll turn into a gay guy, and then there's no way we could reproduce.
Yeah, because it's not biological.
Yeah. Score one for the Nazis.
Half Nazi,
Team
half
Nazi.
gorilla.
Half Nazi, half gorilla.
I wonder if I wonder how many men don't want to get a prostate exam because they're afraid they'll get a boner.
Whoa.
That's not what I'm afraid of. It's more so
I never even thought about that.
I don't know
just
this
don't want
guy
the-
on
I
that
don't want the.
personal
I don't want
level.
the bad news. I just don't want
Oh,
him
no,
going.
it's-
Who? What's it? You know, like, dude, I hide like I have a bullet, a passport, and a certain amount of gold in case shit happens
No, I think the fear is the feeling of something being something that
I'm not
isn't.
afraid of it. I'm just lazy. Look, I'm purely lazy. I'm not gonna schedule something like that. I'm like, if it's happening, it's gonna fucking happen.
You
but
don't want to feel the powerlessness of being penetrated.
Yeah, dude. I think it's a purely.
well, why does he get to do it? This should be somebody I like.
Yeah,
she
just
should
teaching
do it.
spouses how to do
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
yeah.
with Adam.
Yeah.
I agree with
that's-
Adam on that.
That'd be a good idea to teach spouses
be
how to be
okay
able to
with
check
my
for
wife doing
enlarged
that.
and.
A finger never feels good.
It can.
Well,
I'm sure.
Almost never,
The-
unless applied extremely gently from the exterior. It does
Well,
not.
The
see,
reason-
here's the thing. I think it's a two-way street. I think
not.
you need to pump your butthole while that finger's coming in. Well, so when you're at the doctor, he doesn't give you a chance to pump, and you need to be.
Well, the reason
You
they do
have
the
to.
check.
How do you poop? You pump your butt, right? So if someone's coming, you gotta reverse pump.
Dude, fingers are bony with a nail.
What?
I don't know
yeah.
anything
That
about
doesn't-
that.
That doesn't feel
I don't
good.
know
No,
anything
no.
about
And
that.
insert it.
You do.
in.
No.
It's like breathing. You just
You would have
You like, you
to-
pump
would
it
have to
out.
have
I don't
something
know,
that
you
resembles
probably know a lot
fleshiness
about
Maybe
on the
pump's the wrong
finger
word.
for it to feel good.
Oh
You
yeah,
know a
that's
lot
what the
about it. You
latex is
probably
for.
got a lot of experience,
Look.
there, buddy.
No, that's not. That's
I know what happens. I don't have to do it.
Oh, he doesn't
Listen,
have to
because
do
you,
it, but
you
he
don't
knows.
just take a finger, ram it right into an asshole. You got to
Yeah.
work with it.
They're
Come on,
probably-
both parties got to
They're
want this
probably
to happen.
good at it.
You know what I would do?
They're probably
if, like,
good at
you
it.
guys drag me
I
down there
think-
and they're like, Adam, you got to get it. This got
I'm not
happened.
gonna
I would,
drag you
I
down
would
to get a
wait.
Punch people.
I would
thing.
fart so hard on his finger, I'd break it.
I think that yeah, that's what I think it is. It's mainly like the awkwardness, like the feeling submissive, like mentally.
I'm just.
Yeah. No, I can.
With
I
this
can.
with this fucking dude you don't know.
I don't
Well,
know this guy.
I
I'm
wouldn't
just
mind if it
not
was a
okay
woman.
with that.
I wouldn't mind if it was any woman.
Do you think
Like,
they're? Do you think?
No, I'm not cool with that.
Here's what
either.
I think is going on. Actually, I said something about the two-way street.
See, that's
I think
weird.
the trust is on both sides because he asked you first, like, "Is there poop in there?" And you go, "Nope." And so that was your part. Now he trusted you. Now you need to trust him. But me, I lied immediately.
Well, I think
Do you have to sign a waiver like, "Nope, I'm not gonna
There's no
poop.
poop
I
in
will
there."
not poop on his finger."
Oh my God, you probably do.
You probably do.
You probably
It's like
do.
an offense because you spit on someone. That's like killing someone nowadays. Can't do that. If you sharded at a doctor,
Could you imagine, Your Honor? He.
That's probably why it takes so
I-
long to
I'd
get
like
an
to-
appointment.
I'd like
That's
to
probably
charge this guy
your
with assault.
Your appointment's for 10:30, but you don't get into the doctor's office till like 12 o'clock because 3 old guys shat on the bed before you got there. You see all these
They get
gross
hauled out the
people in
back.
there. You see all
security
these.
takes him out the back. You motherfucker!
You see all
Punches
these
him in the
terrible,
ribs.
helpless people in there that have probably been in there like 6 times that week and just fucking, I'm sorry. And
Oh,
like,
again!
yeah.
I did it again. Doctor again.
Doctor again.
Doctor Funger again.
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 That's American health for you.
That's
No,
our
you would think
healthcare
at that
system.
point that
One
they
finger
would
at a
come
time.
up with an efficient system for this repeat
We just have a
offender.
large volume of people without enough interest in taking care of them.
Do you think that when a doctor doesn't like a patient, he sticks his middle finger up their butt? Like, you motherfucker.
But back to the medical side of the check, because it's a 2-step process. The initial check is the finger, and that's why it needs.
That's why they call it number 2.
That's why it needs to be a doctor, because he's doing that to see the difference between whether or not it is an enlarged prostate or prostate cancer. And then if he determines that it's at risk, then you do the colonoscopy when they shove the camera up there and then take a good hard look at it. And so
Yeah, and then you gotta be on a.
Yeah, colonoscopy is far more important than a prostate exam.
yeah.
Prostate exam is just okay.
Wait.
I got some issues, so is it cancer or is it enlarged
So,
prostate?
at what point do they send a camera crew up your ass?
When they
That's
determine that there's a problem.
colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that
No, that's different from cancer in the prostate. You
no? But isn't
find
that
polyps in the colon.
isn't that
way,
the
right?
thing that Steve-O did on Jackass where he got like his ass pumped?
That's an enema.
Yeah, but
He put that
before
toy
the
car up his
colonoscopy.
ass.
Oh.
Oh my god.
He
Oh,
put it in
yeah.
a condom.
No, that was Ryan Dunn.
Ryan Dunn. Dunn did it. What'd Steve-O do?
Steve-O
What
went
didn't
and
Steve-O
got-
do?
I realized something the other day. It was like a couple weeks ago when I said that you had done something that I now realize was a Steve-O. It was something that Steve-O said that he did back in the day. I was like, yeah, you remember that story that you told me, Adam, about when you like scraped cocaine off of somebody's table and they had like a bunch of blood on it and shit? And I was like, that was fucking Steve-O's story that I just attached to Adam in my brain and told him that was because when I said it, you were like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was like, dude, I swear to God, you told me.
yeah, I remember you were saying that to me. I was like, there
You're
was
like,
there was a guy
"Oh."
licking up a bunch of coke once, but there was no blood.
Yeah, I was like, because he told a story about scraping cocaine off of his dealer's table.
Yeah.
because maybe that was your story.
Well,
Pretty sure
So-
it was his story.
so
I remember
there
him
was-
telling me that story.
my friend would go really apeshit when like after doing like a lot, like a couple grams, and we did it in some spots, and he would go back and retrace all the spots we were doing and lick his hand and like lick the table and just he was going crazy because he's out of his fucking mind. And then he went from that to seriously like on the floor, and I'm like, dude, there was never cocaine on the floor. He's like, I think I found some. Like, we're just out of his fucking mind about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So then we had to go get more cocaine. By that time,
Obviously.
it was the morning, so we went to Kroger's.
Got the cocaine.
Yeah, you go to Kroger's for cocaine.
I've never done that stuff.
You should.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think that you would pretty much be like me about it. Like yeah, it's
Look.
fun when you're drunk, but
I think if you go to a club and you got a table and a lot of things happening around you, and someone's like, "Hey, you want to do a line?" That's when you
Yes.
should do it. Don't do it while you're doing homework. Like, save it for a good time.
don't do it when
It'll
you're
come
gonna
to you.
be like alone
Yeah, just don't ever
for a
buy
long
it.
time.
Just don't ever look
Yeah,
for
don't
it.
buy. That's a good rule. Like, don't buy drugs. Just do them.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Dare should be teaching.
Yeah.
Don't buy drugs. Dare to
Dare?
not buy drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Shit.
That would work perfectly in this purely capitalist society.
Yeah.
Just don't
Get
buy
free
'em.
shit.
Get free shit. It'll work. Free
Some
shit's
of the
better.
best shit.
The best things
Some
in
of the
life
best
are
things-
free.
They are. I was talking to Turtle about this earlier. It's like,
Dude,
you know, you could be right next door at the store, all sorts of candy, chips, whatever, and just, nothing looks good. And then you go back to work, and then someone comes in and they got a bag of chips, bag of candy, and this, and it looks amazing. Like, I want your shit.
Yeah.
Like, why
Yeah,
is that?
and
It's
they're
because
like,
you
"Oh,
want
yeah."
other people's shit. It's because it's like you want other
but
people's shit.
that's-
Is that what it
that's
is?
That's a different
That's
thing.
a different.
This could be-
grass always greener
Or
on
is
the other
or
side.
is it because it's free? If you get it, it's free. It left the store.
It's both.
It's
things.
I think
free
it's. I think it follows the same thought pattern, but I think having something that is of no consequence to anybody and that you can enjoy is more satisfying than taking something from somebody else. At least to a sane
Or
human.
you don't even have to take it. Like that
conscious.
person will offer you something and be like, "This was the best chip."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like now I want.
Or like when you're
More.
like really looking at somebody's shit and they're like, "Hey, you want some of this?" And
It's
then
like they
it's
picked it out. They
Well,
picked it
because,
out, and it's
you know,
perfect.
if
And that's a
somebody-
really good moment. I like that moment when I'm like staring at somebody's shit and they're like, "Yeah, you want some of this?" And then I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Like,
I don't know.
that's
I-
a
somebody
good
like
peanut
busts
butter
out
cookie.
a salad, and they got like the the ranch, like you can smell like the ranch and the bacon. It's like chicken bacon ranch town.
Yeah, I make that.
And
can't eat
it's a fucking, but like here's the thing that never happens with salads, because salads only belong to one person.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. At the place I work at, it says a regular salad feeds 1 to 2 people. A large salad feeds
Yeah, but
2 to
that's
4.
before you dress it. You dress it up for just for you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Also, I have a problem for going from regular to large, but that's another fucking thing that grinds my gears.
It's kind of like
either small or
a,
large,
a
not
pot
regular
of
large.
spaghetti feeds 10 people, but
Once you parm it,
once
and
once you fix your bowl up.
Oh my
that's
god,
mine,
spaghetti
motherfucker.
sounds so fucking good right now.
spaghetti. She made spaghetti the other day.
I think
We
so.
just
That
ate the
sounds
meat.
better.
You just ate the meat. I
ate-
ate the noodles.
What?
I ate the meat.
How you been doing on your carb goals?
Excellent. No noodles, no breads, no dude, all these like bread, chicken, and vegetables. Not bread. Oops.
Freudian slip.
Shit. Well, it is
So-
because you know why? Because she made that coconut bread, which isn't.
Yeah,
And she
Sure.
made bread
Sure.
out of coconut.
yeah, it's carb-free bread basically. It's like
Okay.
3 grams of carbs.
And I made
per
myself
slice.
a tuna fish sandwich last night, drunken, and so yeah, that's yeah.
Tuna
My
fish
brain thought it was bread, but it was
is
just
always drunken.
it's great. I know, so lazy, and then I share it with the cats.
Well, I said I was gonna, make that steak, but I didn't know when we were doing the podcast.
Oh,
That's what
what?
always
Podcasts
happens.
just show up. They're like polyps.
I
Your
think-
asshole
I
cast.
know.
I think I'm gonna do the ketogenic one.
Yeah, that's basically what you're doing.
I've been thinking about doing
Keto.
the cutting the carbs. Have you been doing the intermittent fasting along with it, or?
I sleep.
I think that okay,
It's pretty easy to do. It's pretty easy to do.
I eat
You
about
just-
an hour, 2 hours after I wake up. I eat a bunch of eggs.
You just all you have to do is, as long as you get, how many hours do you usually get of sleep?
6.
So you need to go, and how many hours from when you eat till do you sleep?
Yeah, I usually eat right before I go to sleep.
Yeah, that's a problem. So,
I know.
So with intermittent fasting, you have at least 12 to 14 hours between your last meal. So
That's never gonna happen for me. That's
just think
too
about
much.
it. Just think about
Because
it. If
I'm
you-
eating smaller portions of stuff that's not. I'm not
'cause
hogging out either.
You can fast in the morning too.
Well, yeah.
I don't
That
know.
would
I'm
be
kind of
so
just doing what I
easy
think.
It's
I
really
get-
easy for me because of my schedule. Like I eat dinner at 6, 7 o'clock.
at the old folks' home.
Yeah, and
What?
and then I go out and do my thing, and I go to sleep, and then I wake up, and
Wow.
I go to work at
Alright.
8 o'clock, and
Okay.
then so at when I
But
go
you
to,
need energy.
when
though.
I get to work at 8 o'clock, I'm already at my 12 hours, so I can go more than 8 hours or 12 hours and
That
go
might
to
work.
10 o'clock. And I've gotten 14. I consistently for the past 3 days I've gotten 14 hours between my last meal. And
I
my
don't
previous meal.
don't know if that's bad or good, but I think
there's been clinical studies.
I
and
think
it's-
for me that's bad. I think I need to eat more often, less amounts, and better shit.
Well,
I've
yeah,
been eating
so
better shit,
You
too,
definitely
so.
don't eat
I've been
enough.
the
Right.
carbs are hard for me.
I
because
think-
I love that taste.
Yeah.
I love
Oh
that
yeah,
taste.
yeah. So
Well,
your
okay.
body does something when it starves. It hangs on to the
Yes,
fat. Like
that's-
I'm trying to lose a gut here. This is the reason I'm doing it.
It's gonna help.
Yeah, but you're-
intermittent fasting is gonna help
you
because you
were-
program, and it in tandem with you cutting out carbs, it's gonna start eating.
So
that
all I have
fat.
to do is not eat that
What do you mean
midnight
by
Yes.
What do you mean by in tandem? Like one after
in
the other?
no, they happen at the same time because that's just a diet. Intermittent fasting is a really easy thing to do if you have a scheduled eating time. Like you eat your meal. When do you wake up?
8, 9.
8, 9 in the morning. That's perfect. Like you just eat your last meal at 8, 9 o'clock, and when you wake up, you're at 12 hours, dude.
That
Well-
would require him cooking it himself.
Well,
Yes.
usually I'm kind of close. I eat a little bit earlier. I think if I don't eat at midnight or before I go to sleep, then it's even longer than 12 hours. And I don't do that every night. That's only when I'm like, "Duh."
Yeah.
And even when I do, it's like, what, a sandwich? It's not even like anything big. It's like a few bites of something.
Well, like I think that fasting isn't always necessary. I mean, you can't like there are a lot of benefits to fasting, but it's like how long are you gonna keep that up? Like, is that gonna be like your lifestyle forever?
Well,
Like,
I think
fast-
just until you reach your goal.
Oh, well, that's you should look up intermittent fasting because that's the that specific definition of it. It's not like you're
so you do that for a period of time.
you
like,
literally just do it to activate your metabolism every day. Because sometimes it doesn't work. That's why you store stuff. You're not burning stuff, anything. It just activates your metabolism every single day. And
Now, here's. I think there's diet like that, and then there's getting nutrients to your brain.
yes, no,
And
hell
I think
yeah, you gotta eat
I
good
know
with it.
I'm a lot sharper, and I feel better, lighter, and quicker. Just
yeah, when
already.
when you have protein.
And
I'm
you
sure.
should eat a lot. You should
And
eat
so I
as
think
much as
it's not just about losing a gut or
it's
whatever.
eating a lot of good shit.
I'm eating
like-
good shit, and it feels good. My poops are incredible. They should be on display. They're insane.
That's awesome.
No, they're just. And I go to
Probably
wipe,
on
nothing
a-
there.
on a-
Immaculate poop.
At a
Wait,
3
what?
or
Yeah, dude,
4
I'm getting that shit.
on the stool chart.
Stool chart.
Yeah, there's a stool chart.
Oh yeah,
That's
we
important.
looked
Are
that
you,
up.
are you digging deep enough?
Everybody's
to,
got a poop.
Like, what is it? Like the Richter?
The Richter scale.
The poop
See
the
at
scale.
See at the shit, Richter.
I don't remember.
I'm a 5 on the poop the scale.
But it's it says that they should be at like a 3 or a 4.
as far as like their
Like a
texture.
I'm
yeah,
not consistent.
So,
I'm not consistent at all.
So, like-
I usually poop half an hour after I eat every time.
so
I'll
like,
never be.
well,
consistent.
timing's consistent for me. I'm just talking about like consistency. like
I'll
We weren't
never,
lying
I'll
when we said
never be
asshole cast.
consistent because I have a uterus, and
no way.
once that's like inflamed to like my extra special time of the month, like it's like okay,
That's a whole
let's-
set of
let's-
factors that
let's just smash all the rest
good.
of what's going on down there into complete discomfort all the time. But
That's a woman's life.
I still wouldn't trade it for prostate issues down the road.
ooh, damn.
I will gladly accept my prostate problems.
I will do.
At least one of my prostate
And my
problems
white
won't
man
be,
privilege.
Right.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
Yeah,
the
we all
patriarchy
accept
right
who
up
we
my
are.
ass.
I'll accept.
Because we have to.
What is it?
Unless we're in an identity fucking crisis where we can be whatever we want.
Put some more. Yeah.
We will accept who
That
we are and be
doesn't
proud of
mean-
it.
An identity crisis doesn't mean that you can be whatever you want. It means
No,
you're
I'm
locked-
talking about identity
It
politics.
means,
It
means
was
you're a prisoner of
No.
like, of identifying as what
yeah. I
you
understand.
supposedly or not.
I can sympathize with people that don't understand the way they feel and want to react accordingly.
Doesn't mean
and
when they figure out some idea in their head that they're right.
Everybody
or-
thinks they're right.
no, I think that if they think they're right, then they can believe that all they want.
You know
but
what's funny?
There's no if they think they're right.
exactly.
No,
no,
because
exactly.
Because of WebMD, everybody thinks that they're a doctor now.
No, you no.
No, and on top of that,
I don't
No,
trust
You
WebMD.
brought me up.
Most
You,
of the time it tells
I had a
me I have
point,
cancer.
and you just started talking about WebMD. I don't think that's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about the fact that people are they're trying to reprimand people for not accepting the language that they want you to speak. You can't regulate unless it goes into the realm of harassment, which is already a legal system that
Right.
is measured.
Harassment is already illegal.
It's already illegal, and it can be measured and can be prosecuted against.
Exactly.
So if
But-
you didn't like me calling you Billy, and I kept calling you
Call
Billy,
me Billy, and
and I kept doing it, and you called the police, and what are the police gonna do? They're gonna tell Billy to shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Don't call us over this shit.
Yeah.
Because grow up.
Yeah.
and I mean, you could you would take it to lawyers first,
Yeah,
probably.
sure. You could sue somebody over anything, but he kept calling me a name. Even that is malicious with words like I could just keep fucking calling you that name. Although it's malicious in intent, I'm trying to fuck with you. I'm trying to hurt your feelings. Unless there was something monetary, like that you lost some money because I called you Billy.
Unless
Unless
that's causing a trend among like all the people you know that's actually ruining your life.
Yes, unless it's a measurable trauma,
Then
like
that's
how do you
fucking
measure that?
ridiculous.
monetarily, that's
Well,
the only
that's
way
the
you can measure
lawyer's job.
anything.
but it's evidence, and you
it's
would
the
need
lawyer's job
evidence.
to
You would need evidence
present
directly correlating the Billy talk
Yeah,
to a detriment in your life. Like,
Yeah. And it would be really hard to prove, and it would be really sloppy, and it would never happen.
yes, because of the way that freedom works. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
and it's
freedom of
not
speech.
Yes, and
First
that's
Amendment. It's the first
Sticks
for a
and
reason.
stones will break my bones, but
even
words will
just-
never hurt.
Just the human
Except that one
condition.
one.
The human condition doesn't allow for another human being to impose their own will inexplicably. The human condition doesn't allow for any one human to impose their will inexplicably without the entire populace giving them that power. So,
Well, you can sue someone over defamation of character.
That's not defamation of character. Calling Ryan Billy.
No, that's not. But
No, I know
sort
what
of
you're saying,
Based
but-
off of
no,
what you guys
defamation
are
of
talking
characters.
about.
That's a monetary thing.
That's like you go out and say that this person's a fucking that's kind of
Well, look.
like
If you went and was like you called
you said that this person
Roseanne,
rapes kids when there's no fucking evidence that's
yeah, and then they lose their job.
yeah, and then
over
they
it.
lose their job.
Okay, so there's money lost, and then you sue for money. You don't sue for apologies. You don't sue for apologies. You sue for money. So if you're trying to get a certain amount of money, you have to prove that
You've lost that amount of money.
money. Shit.
Yeah,
Some
you
people
can't just
do
sue
this
over
all
hurt
the time.
feelings. Like that's not gonna fly.
People
Like,
do it
you
all
can't-
the
Fuck
time,
yeah.
though.
People sell stuff on eBay all the time for ridiculous prices. Doesn't mean they sell.
I can agree with a movement that tries to change the cultural perception of how people think about these people, but I really don't think that it's as big of a problem as I don't think that the average person that comes across somebody like that is going to say 2 fucking words about it. They're
No.
gonna go on with their day, and there's not a fucking flock of people.
So this was the thing is that it's basically like I've been approached by society and be like, "Hey, bud, you have to start doing things like this," and I'm going, "Whoa, why? What if I don't? Then what?" Like there's that sense in there. It's like there's this thing coming where you're gonna have to change the way that you speak. And even this podcast right now, we might have already said something that
Oh, yeah.
is along the lines of banning the video and making us villains. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
These
Well, I
were-
can tell you right
know?
now, probably
the fucking cup.
logos on the beer and
Oh, we're not recording this like that.
yeah.
We'll figure that out.
No, I mean,
I have to get your
so
duct tape
far
off
in
Kim
America,
Kardashian's
like
ass.
the First Amendment still stands. So you can't.
Loosely. Might not be standing.
Well, because I mean, certain amounts of hate. Well, I mean, you can't be in the United States of America, as far as I know, you can't be arrested for hate speech unless it's
There are places you can.
unless it's harassment, unless it's the police say that it's harassment,
Yeah.
and you can have hate speech used against you in the court to change a sentence from a normal crime to a hate crime, which I think
Well,
is
yeah, that's like premeditated murder
yes.
versus,
Exactly.
oops, manslaughter.
yeah.
Um,
I think that's justified to some extent. Like, you're an extra retard and fucking used racial prejudice to
Well, the purpose
judge
of
your-
like designating something as a hate crime is because it could perpetuate
yes
further-
to different people and
further damage.
extend an idea that is measurably poisonous and not what the collective wants.
well, it seems like some of the legislation that's been written is sloppy, and there's not enough information to deem what is going on as hate speech or,
Well, sometimes that's necessary because no situation's the same. Sometimes it has to be
Right, but
gray,
what-
and that's when we rely on the court system.
But what if it's not gray? It's like completely transparent. Anything you could say.
That's the dangerous part, is
That-
when you can apply any
Right,
variable
so,
to any situation and it comes out with the same sentence is the scary part.
Yeah, and that's because if the laws are written
That
poorly,
way, yes.
then you can interpret. You can make a case for just about anything.
Just
to
about
be
anything to be
harassment,
harassment. All you would
Got a
need
good
is
enough
someone.
lawyer.
All you would need is someone that feels bad about something in order to prosecute somebody for.
Yeah, or good. What
saying
about
anything.
entity versus entity? What if you had like Apple sue Samsung over something Samsung said? Like, and you can just. What if that could be like that's how they destroyed them? Like, oh shit, lawsuit, they took everything.
No, I feel like the only malicious intent with that would be personal. You can't. There would be no way that law would be used
I don't know.
corporately.
It would
Maybe
have to
not
be
that
an
one, but-
official statement by them. They could
Well,
easily deny.
it's personal identity politics. It's not anything that has to do with a corporation. We already
But
understand.
Why would it
'cause
be
we
a
talk
university?
Because we talk about we're mind boggled by the fact that a corporation is considered a person in our society, but
Very recently.
But in the same vein, you're saying that a corporation could use personal identity laws to
Sure, why not?
further its the conduit. It's a single person.
But
to person.
if you made a commercial saying that you don't even have to say it, you imply it. Maybe even accidentally imply like this group of people uses this computer. This group of people doesn't even know what a computer is. And then someone gets upset over
That's-
that and is like, "Oh, what were you trying to say?" There's been times where it's
Of
like
course.
things that are
I don't
racial,
think-
like, "Oh, dude, that was totally racist."
I don't think that law would affect
them.
them. That's. I don't think that law would affect that situation. That's
Wait,
a.
what law?
If a law were
Anti-discrimination.
if a law were in place to
It's for like I get it. I'm just saying we could maybe go there. Like we have people versus people right now.
Yeah.
It could get to a point where it's entity versus entity. I
Sure.
could start an LLC. I could have Assholecast LLC, and Assholecast LLC.
Well, I mean-
doesn't like the way that the,
People-
Flint LLC
agencies
just
have
talked
been
about me.
targeting.
So you're talking about
Their hate
like-
speech. They
like
did a hate
fucking,
speech at me.
Like Silicon Valley scenarios.
Agencies have been targeting other places that have made mistakes in the PC sense forever. It might be accelerated by something like that, but the problem is free speech. When you think of free speech being violated, you don't think of free speech between corporate entities because they've got all the cards. They can really do whatever they want. They've got a marketing team, they've got lawyers. We're talking about free speech between individuals.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't think that would really
It
translate.
could grow into the
Maybe it
the
could.
business world or whatever. But no,
At that
free
point-
speech is we say about free speech is like, yeah, you should have freedom of speech, but you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have people telling you what you have to say.
Yeah. That's really the basis for the entire argument against any
you should
sort
be
of
free to not have to say something as well as be free to say
yes.
something. And what they're telling you is that you have to say something. You can't even. There's no other option.
That's why I'm saying I have no problem with a movement to try to shift culturally into a place where people who aren't comfortable in their own skin can be whoever they want, but because that's already the world that we live in. You can do that. We already live in that world.
Yeah.
What if I didn't know your name was Blurp Blurp
Exactly.
and I called you Billy?
Billy again.
Oh yeah, back to Billy.
we already live in that world.
Yeah, I know. It's upon us. It's the kids. It's the new ones. It's the new people doing this. It's completely new people. I don't think it's like Caitlyn Jenner.
How long ago does it have? I mean, I'm fucking
don't-
22 years old. And
I think
it wasn't like
it started like 20 years ago. It started. I think that because
fucking no.
we're talking about Maury Povich having like 10 people on. Like, how do you find those 10 people and do a whole show about it? And then Maury could say his opinion on TV back then and not get in trouble. He could be like, yeah, these people are fucking good, and have them on.
He didn't even do that. Like, Dr. Phil does that, but Maury was just like,
No, Maury was all about that. Whoop, whoop. He was crazy back then. Maury was like the original Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer came after Maury when Maury was getting weird people on there and doing weird shit.
Right.
That's what happened. It was like the whole, like, he'd have Cartman on there like, I do what I want. Oh my God, how you do that? But, off track here.
So what's your favorite song of the day?
Arch Enemy Manifesto.
What about you, Bob? What you vibe into?
What you put your bob into?
I don't know. I haven't listened to. No,
His favorite thing to listen to is Joe Rogan.
No, I'll say "Sober" by Tool.
Fucking Tool.
Sup, freak bitches?
Freak with a Q.
No, but I
Like
do
it's
listen
normally
to
spelled?
a lot of Joe Rogan.
Yeah, me too.
Do you watch it or listen to it?
Listen to it.
Then say that.
I watch it.
I did. Say
I watch
that.
it too. You
So
said
I
what?
listen to a lot of Joe Rogan.
I wasn't watching your lips, so.
Well, we can play
it's
back
weird
the
'cause
audio.
he keeps saying stuff, and I think you're doing it. Play back the audio. Just gonna chop up the audio so it doesn't happen,
Okay.
and I'll cut this part out.
Oh well,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'll just edit the podcast so good, make myself infallible and never wrong.
Okay.
Power of editing.
Okay.
I'm never wrong.
you should get one of those hats that makes you infallible.
You mean a hat on a hat?
That the Pope has.
You got a Pope hat
To cover
inside of a
money
room,
ears.
inside of
Pope
a
hat?
room, inside of a room, on top of
Oh,
a
you
hat.
should put a Pope hat on your bunny tattoo. Or your rabbit tattoo.
No, I'm covering it up with a dragon.
Drag.
Dragon.
I love that tattoo.
I don't like it.
I
It's
don't
the old
like it
me.
one bit.
Those bunny ears. I was like,
I know it's supposed to be like this. No
I
one
thought
gets
it.
it.
Was a pun,
They all
but
think it's fucking Stitch, and I get
I
mad.
thought it was a pun at first because I was like, oh, there's bunny ears behind you. Like again.
That's what it's
Somebody
supposed to
doing
be.
that. Yeah, exactly. See, that's how we knew it was meant to be. So I saw your Insanely Twisted Rabbits
Yeah,
tattoo, and I fucking got it.
got it. Gotta get it.
I didn't get the tattoo because I'm fucking pussy, but
You got one. You screamed about it, but you got it.
yeah.
I'm gonna get one soon.
Get that BB-8 on your fucking
Oh yeah,
On
we
your-
talked about that.
on your
It's
spot.
not gonna be the fucking spade is not gonna be my last tattoo.
It's gonna be a Queen of Diamonds.
No, I said I was gonna get that middle finger from the original logo.
Don't do that. You already have a middle finger. You could probably be the guy who does the prostate exams if you work
No.
hard and you put your finger to the nose. If you put your finger to your nose, you can
I'm
really do
not
it.
checking your prostate. I'm picking your nose.
Ooh, you can't pick your friend's nose, but you can pick your friends,
You
and you can pick your nose,
but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Want to bet?
Oh, I could.
I'll do
probably
it.
I did it.
All right, is
We
that-
should talk about politics and news.
weird.
What's happening in the news?
Keystone Light made another beer for me.
Oh yeah, another mess for me to clean up.
No, since I'll eat the
man.
cans.
I'll eat the
I'm
cans.
a goat.
Turtle the other day is like, "You want me to take these?" I'm like, "Yeah, put them in your box, and they're money. So take money and go. I don't want your money.
You just don't want the 2 liters.
I don't want your hands out. Oh boy, if I find another 2 liter around here, this motherfucker
Hey, I took the last one.
makes me so mad because when I'm trying to clean up or I get them put together to take to the store, they always fall out. They make a stupid ass sound. They pop. They fall around. They don't fit in anything, and they take up 10 times as much room. I'm very angry about 2 liter bottles. They shouldn't exist.
I agree. I hate
I'm
taking
trying to
that
use less
shit.
plastic anyway.
People order that shit.
Oh, I just want to shake it and throw it at their head and watch
Yeah,
it explode.
right?
But I don't. I've only shaken one guy's pop, and that was Michael J. Fox. And I just gave him a head start.
It's like why? Okay, why do we
I
use
gave him a head start.
why do we use the metric system only with pop? Just wondering.
Because that allows more pop to be consumed.
That's
Can I get a liter of cola?
Because they made the
That's
bottle, they're
fucked
like,
up.
shit, what is this weigh? Like 1.34 pounds.
Oh wait, no, we don't, because 20 ounce. That's fucking. What the fuck are we doing in America?
We're very confused, and
The only place that does it that way.
Like, are we? We're really that.
Well,
we're just fucking new. We don't know what to do.
and
well,
who,
2 liters now, big pup.
who the
That's what you said,
fuck-
big pup.
who the
What?
fuck
Who says that?
actually gets
You?
like
I never fucking
Oh.
say that.
Big pup.
1 liter or 1.25 liter? Like,
Only time I buy 2 liters is when I'm drinking whiskey.
I always get a 20 ounce. I think I think we got something going
You need to
for
talk
the
into
whole.
this.
Okay.
No, you have to, because here, listen. You're going to hear why. You have to talk, and,
Oh
and
my
it sounds a lot
God.
better.
Bingo, bingo, dingo.
Hello,
So,
hello.
That's why we got our own mics. But if you're going to share mine,
Hello.
just-
I don't
just
like
go-
it in here. It's not-
Oh, she
Look.
wants out.
What I'm saying is just
I
Done.
mean, it's not
Just
so
for
bad.
podcasting.
Just like with the hat on, it's not that bad.
Nah, I prefer
I'm
the
telling you,
headphones.
I'll share this
Yeah.
more, but
Okay.
you gotta at
You
least
can
like,
actually
be in-
hear.
Yeah, you gotta be in here.
Well, I forgot
There,
what
it's
I was
much
gonna
better.
say anyway. So
Good. Well,
my time is up.
well, at least we can hear her now.
Here's our sponsor, Keystone Light.
Keystone, thanks. Wow.
I guess
Do you
what
hear
I'm
the
saying
freshness?
Is
That probably
any
clipped
drink
really
that I'm
bad.
actually drinking is measured in ounces.
Keystone Light is also not our sponsor.
Yeah.
Shut up. Why do you gotta fuck everything up, Bob?
Because
They're
we
our
can't
freaking
claim
sponsor,
that.
okay?
That's illegal.
No, it's not. Keystone,
Yes, it
drink
is.
Keystone. We love them.
Good boys.
Why can't we say that? We're
You
telling
can
people
say
to
that,
drink
but we
Keystone.
can't say it's our sponsor.
Also,
I didn't
love
say
We're
that.
just
I
wishful
said
thinking.
it's brought to you by this Keystone, and I quickly did.
Hopefully, it'll be our sponsor.
I said it brought to you by Keystone Light.
Our sponsor
Dude.
from the future.
Put that in there.
You really think that we're gonna be in trouble by like plugging Keystone?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Any people that listen to that are
We're gonna get the transphobic Keystone drinkers after us. They're gonna tell us what, buddy.
I'm telling you, it's a good thing to keep in practice because everybody's
Practice
suing
my
everybody.
dick, Bob.
The worst thing that would happen would
They're
be like
suing everybody out here.
Keystone would be like, this does not reflect the values of, blah blah blah. That's what they.
Oh, I see what you could say. So,
Yeah, like that. That's what any corporate entity does. They make an official statement like this does not reflect the values of.
no.
Yeah, but then they could
blah,
sue.
blah.
They could sue for the time that it took for them to come to that
So look,
make
Yeah.
that
I-
statement.
I listen to some podcasts, and someone like Bill Burr, even fucking
This
Joe
isn't
Rogan, what's his- there's a few. Look, they just fucking do commercials like in the middle of their podcast or beforehand, and they make fun of the products most of the time.
Yeah,
you
but
can't-
they also say that they're not affiliated with whatever company. or
Oh,
product.
so we're
Right.
not affiliated with Keystone. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's why I said that.
Good thing we have you here.
Well, yeah.
Saved us. You saved us 20 years of
can't-
legal fees.
I don't see how you could get in trouble by being
Possibly.
like, I am drinking a Keystone.
Well, I did say brought to you by Keystone
You
Light.
did. See,
I
you
mean,
were
that-
right, but you were wrong.
No, he did say
that
sponsored.
might be
didn't
I
say
did
spo-
not
he didn't
say sponsored.
I said
did not say sponsored.
I said sponsored after you said sponsored, Bob.
I said brought to you by Keystone Light. I
Well,
said
Adam will
Yeah,
hear
but
it
that
when he
used to be,
listens
like-
to it later.
Yeah, and then I'll say who the
How
winner
you
is.
said that.
Well, I could make the argument in court that the reason that I said that was because if I weren't drinking Keystone Light, I wouldn't be drunk enough to do that.
Right,
podcast.
because
you don't
I
have
was
to be
I was
drunk to
brought
do
to
the
this
podcast. I'm not
point
drunk
where
and I'm doing
I'm
the podcast.
talking
Well-
about these things by an actual Keystone Light,
I could
or
make
a
the
few.
argument that it was
a
a
factual statement.
it was a factual statement that I wouldn't
Exactly.
have performed the same way in this podcast if it weren't for nice cool
And,
And that's
Light.
what
hey, yo,
convinced you to say what you said.
brought to
But
you
check
by
this out.
Keystone Light.
But check this out. Yo, the SOCast, proud sponsor of wine. Wine has been kicking it me up a notch for the last
See,
few
that
days.
works. That works.
No, thanks, wine.
We are a proud sponsor of
Hey,
tequila.
I coined
I
the
am.
term wine. I want my money.
Back to tequila.
Oh, this bitch drinks tequila. That's our next sponsor. They gave us tequila.
42 pesos.
Amarena. It's tasty.
We get 14 pesos per view.
Get out of here, you Mexican.
Wait, yeehaw, you got yeehaw.
Oh, yeah. Showed him right over the border, baby. That really gets me.
Yeah,
Check for my. Yeah, I get that doctor check. Putting his finger up my butt. Ain't happening. Mexico butt.
Out to the traffic copter.
I just like how you're like, no male doctor is putting his finger up my butt or yours. So if you're gonna get a pap smear, you better get yourself a woman doctor.
Hills.
To the
Yeah.
dude.
It literally has never mattered to me. Like I've only had like 2 people give me a pap smear. One was a man, one was a woman. Did not care whatsoever. They were both like equally professional. They were wonderful. They were like,
Well, you'd hope so. I mean,
Well, I'll say
Can only
this
hope
right
so.
now.
you can only hope so.
As far as I can relate,
Their
I
job is to
don't.
prepare you for what you're gonna feel and remain objective at all times, and that's
I just-
pretty easy.
That's
And
a fucking. It's a very slippery line.
It's
Yeah,
a problem. It's
I
not
don't-
slippery.
I don't.
It's rough and rugged.
Oh boy.
cool.
It's wearing
Whoa.
chaps with faux fur on it.
Well, I don't like going to the doctor and getting a physical and having the fucking doctor fondle my balls for a minute.
Sure
I'm
you do.
sure,
That
I'm
shit's
sure they have
fucking
like
weird.
lubricating
That's on the
gloves on,
outside.
and they're just like, okay, you're going to feel
A little prick.
yeah, you're gonna feel some pressure.
Well, yeah, they just say, turn to the left and cough, and then they go, you cough, and then they go, yeah, okay.
Hadouken!
Yeah, no, that's weird. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, dude. I don't. You're not touching my balls.
Really, it's a hernia check, and you'd probably know if you had a hernia.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, you know. Holy shit!
It's
Anybody
just-
can have hernia,
fucking
not just
weird.
men.
Well,
Even though
yeah.
why does it happen to men more?
Because it's a specific type of hernia where the intestine breaks through
the small intestine ruptures
through
the muscle
the
tissue.
membrane that holds the tubes, the sperm tubes.
Why?
Oh
It
yeah.
breaks into the
Remember my
scrotum.
dad's stomach? He had a hernia. It came out.
His
It ca-
stomach came out in his fucking.
Yeah, it happened a few years
Yeah,
ago.
it-
Like he already has a scar there, and it popped out again.
The membrane can
Well, because he doesn't have a stomach. It's
It's
a bag.
Yeah, it's not good. Oh no. But yeah, it popped out. Dude, Jera had a hernia, and it looked like a little dick coming out of her belly. It was really bad looking, and it's like, yeah, if you were just like cut that thing open, you just like empty out. It's very dangerous to have.
But like
Exposed.
the intestine like pops through
Yes.
the muscle tissue.
Yeah, it's so think of it like a balloon and like a pop, and then so they need to tuck it back
A
in.
fucking strong core, like
Yeah.
don't let
Yeah, I
anything get
guess.
through that.
Well, yeah, but the point being that there's a small membrane for the male physiology. There's a small membrane that's weak at the point of where your bowels meet your
It's a little guy.
scrotum,
Meet your match.
meet your match, meet your maker.
Meet your maker. You ate the beef. Now you deal
There's
with it.
there's a particularly
Wait, so the large intestine tissue breaks through?
I don't fucking know.
I
not.
think it's the small intestine. Like
I
the
don't
small
know which
intestine.
one it is, but I know that a hernia, and when it involves the scrotum, is a direct penetration from the membrane into the scrotum.
Scrotum.
We'll have to
membrane
research this.
Yeah.
membrane penetration. Half membrane,
Half membrane, half
penetration,
scrotum.
half scrotum. half liberal scrotum. Half right ring nut job.
That would be a good man name. Liberal
Who's that,
scrotum.
Alex?
Liberal scrotum.
My liberal scrotum literally drags on the floor. It's gone to so many protests. It's so tired of being a part of it.
It drags on the floor both literally and liberally.
Liberally and figuratively, yeah. And call it a Fig Newton back.
Gross.
I haven't had one of those in a long
disgusting.
I love Fig Newtons.
Ugh.
Would Louis call them Pig Newtons? Sorry, Pig
No,
Newton.
his daughter did.
But then he named his whole his company Pig Newton.
That's awesome.
You didn't know that? After every
I-
Louis thing you watch, it goes Pig Newton, and then
Because
he
realized,
masturbates.
Like he was enlightened by his daughter's like naming of this thing, and he was like, yeah, that everything should be named Pig Newton, and that's
So do you guys miss Louis?
Yeah, he's coming back real
dude,
soon.
Louis the fucking best. I
He's the
fucking
man.
love Louis.
He's the man.
I don't.
It's a shame that he fucking jerked off on a bunch of.
And it was a long time ago.
Everybody's done shit they shouldn't do. He did
Not
some
like
shit.
that, but I get how it's different. But
Yeah,
also,
it was
you know, what
like,
was I
whoa.
saying to you the other night? How Hollywood sells sex, and then they're supposed to be all like, "Oh my god, I
Yeah.
can't believe it!"
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
And it's not to say that it's
a culture.
It's not to say that it's a culture that should be expected
and
that
allowed.
women get
But
exploited, but they've created a climate where you should know that is a possibility, and if you put yourself in a situation where you can be exploited, then
Well, that's basically any situation.
I don't like situations where one of the two parties can go, "Well, if this shit goes sideways, I'll look like, a victim." I don't like that where when two parties, and I don't think it's unconsented. I don't think, that it's going out on a limb here. I don't think it was rape, okay? Because
No,
Jesus
Louis
Christ,
didn't-
it's
Louis
hard
didn't
for me to
rape
say this with these
anybody.
fucking people.
He just
fucking pulled his dick out. And
No,
see
it's
what-
He was grossly inappropriate
Yeah.
with several women.
Yeah, but also,
And-
like, what's with the timing? Why, like, 8 years later? Why, this offensive just showed up like a fucking, like, oh yeah, let's just attack all these people have done this. And, like, done what? You were a part of it too. Like, if you felt like someone was taking advantage of you, you should have got out of the situation. Not kept going on with it. That was your choice. What? Oh, well, am I going to get fired?
Walk
Who
out of the
cares?
room, fucking punch him
at
in the
some
dick,
point-
like-
At some point, these people went, yeah, my job is more important than my ethics.
My integrity.
Yeah, and my integrity. And they traded it then. You can't go later, oh, I want to trade back.
Right.
doesn't work that way.
That's why Rose McGowan got mad at fucking Meryl Streep.
Yeah, she's a crazy bitch.
It's like,
but
you
there's-
fucking know, bitch.
Jesus.
Like, just
Dude, Aziz Ansari. got
Yeah, that
wrapped
Aziz
up
shit
in
was
that
bull
shit,
fucking
Yeah,
shit,
that was-
man.
that was
oh my
bullshit.
god, like don't.
But that was even a small case in itself. Like that
That was an outlier.
it
But
was-
they try to make it everything.
Yes. And
That's
that's
the problem.
that's actually an argument for the opposite side, because it was objectively completely absurd, the allegations that she was making in correspondence to.
But it was her too, right?
No, he didn't even really fucking do
No, he
anything.
did. They already had sex, and he tried slipping in, not in the back door, but like when you're spooning a girl, and you're like, yeah, let's go again. But she was sleeping.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
No,
she
Well,
said
I
she
mean,
was sleeping.
no,
That's
she-
like Dave saying we jumped him, but he was so blackout drunk he doesn't remember
She
anything.
wasn't having a good time, and she didn't say, "Hey, stop."
Yeah, exactly.
She didn't
So-
act. She did not act with integrity at that time.
Okay, so now we can go back to the law book, and it says anyone who's been, follow the list, has been, I fall under this category. Let's ruin this person's life.
Well,
Why
dude,
not? Let's get some money from
you
them.
got to think about it on this scale too. I heard a story that like Hannibal Buress was talking about, and he was saying how he hooked up with this chick one night, and then like he noticed that she had her phone out, and she was taking pictures of her laying in bed with him, and he's like, no, fuck that, and he like made her delete it and
Smart
shit.
man.
Like you put. These celebrities are put on they're in a different light. They're in a different spotlight
They're
compared
different.
to the rest of
They
us.
in
have
a
different.
prison.
They have different
They're in a prison of their.
It's a
their-
lot
responsibilities.
more- yeah,
to,
it's a lot more
And the
intense.
responsibilities is that they are a product,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
cannot let their image, whatever they are, or whatever
But
Andrew Dice Clay or
I'd
Jerry
rather
it's
see-
Seinfeld.
easy.
I'd
It's
rather
easy
be
to
a
go
nobody.
after those people.
It
honestly.
is. You can get something from them for super
Yeah.
cheap. You can both, like you said, settle out of court like the fucking Cosman.
I'd rather be a nobody.
That's why I'm saying like Hannibal did the right thing.
I have
no,
no-
you're not taking pictures of me. I
I
didn't
have
say
no
you could.
problems, like ego wise, with being a fucking nobody.
That's where I have an issue, because
I'm okay with being. Sorry, I should let you finish.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm learning here.
I think sometimes I don't know. I've saved my ego for constructive purposes. I don't know. I don't even entertain my ego any other time unless I'm trying to make somebody's life better.
Sounds like your ego is pretty
You're
humble.
like this. You're like this tantric ego person.
No, it just
I don't think you
I
can
know
save
sometimes-
ego up for like a Hamea.
no. It's just I don't
That's only half.
I don't identify as an ego.
Ego.
No, seriously, this is very interesting to me.
No,
Nobody actually thinks about their ego. That's like thinking about breathing, right?
Spit it out. Just
Right?
kidding. And
no. I guess I can't orate it.
You can't
But-
word it.
I think you can.
Yeah, you're close.
I don't think of myself as something that needs to be improved for the sake of my own benefit.
You're good enough for yourself.
Yes, at the same time
That's
as
ego.
Well, fair enough.
That's kind of the point. It's like the ego can't escape itself by just knowing it.
Well, I mean, nobody can deny their ego.
No, and I think escaping it's wrong. It's like I think you need to work with that person. There's the ego, and then some people call it the id. I don't really like that. I call it the passenger. There's the ego, and there's your passenger. The ego is like when you is going, why the fuck are you doing this? Stop doing this. I know. And you keep being whatever the thing you don't like, and you watch yourself do it. That's the passenger. The ego is the one who keeps doing it. I don't know why.
Super ego
Well,
is the...
Well, I guess-
go
Master.
super.
But that kind of plays to my point that I'm trying to deny my ego because the
Right.
ego is the one that's causing the problem a lot of the time. But sometimes it guides me in the right direction, though.
So if you look at it like a program, you have your passenger and your ego, and then you go, well, I'm trying not to do that, but the way you're saying it is through your ego, and it's like compressed together, and now it's one thing.
Okay.
So it can't really
Like
work
that's
that way.
that's what I was saying. It's hard to orate, but I don't want to seem like I'm trying to make myself as like
no,
like
I
a fucking
totally
messiah
understand.
thing.
I know,
but
I
like
totally understand that.
I
I don't see how anybody would be like, that means he has a messianic
Oh,
complex.
no, because
I don't
if-
think that anybody would.
Well, look, there's a
well,
lot
I'm just
of...
hope-
hoping that I didn't
Like,
come
if
off
you-
like that.
No, I get you, but if you were to talk to like just some people you work with like that, they'd be like, "This motherfucker's crazy. Watch out for him." Like they would think that would be you forever. Like whatever you just said that they didn't understand is what they think of as you for until you do something else. So they're like, this guy. You can't talk to people about this shit.
Well, no.
And that's why we talk about it. And like I get that what you're saying
talk
is
to people
that
about
like
what
you're
they
not
did
trying
in
to
the
big
ego.
up yourself. You're speaking like truly like this is because I think what we try to do is we understand that there's that two of us, and then we want the one that makes the more rational choices to be the lead in our reality.
Yes.
And I was joking like, yeah, well, that's your ego talking. Oh, I'm the lead. You know,
No,
I'm the
because
better
it
lead.
was
But-
it was an interesting segue because you can't talk about it because like you can't say that your best intentions are
because your passenger shouldn't have an actual voice,
okay.
right? It should always be your ego driven. Ego's not a bad thing. It usually is represented as bad because it's the thing that you
It's
materialize.
the most truthful.
You
it's the
materialize
most-
one of yourselves.
It's the most truthful thing because it's
your ego is unselfish. Like it's looking at like
it's super
how-
selfish.
like-
The ego drives me to fucking drugs and dependency and
Because you wanna get rid of your passenger.
Both the id and the ego are a double-edged sword.
I don't like the id thing.
The id has
I really don't understand it. That's maybe
That's why I'm calling it a passenger.
maybe
instead of
that's
id.
maybe that's my issue is that I just don't understand the relationship between my conscious and subconscious.
Honestly, dude, you're a pretty smart guy, but at your age, you probably shouldn't.
Fair enough.
I think there's a lot to come your way. in
That's
the
why
future.
I really felt
probably.
embarrassed when I was trying to even explain it. And
You
I
should
I
always
felt-
explain, especially with us. Like this is the kind of conversations I want to have with people. Is like, what's actually going on inside of your fucking head?
don't
What's
think-
driving you? Like, what is it? And like, how do you deal with it? Because I have fucking major issues with that shit.
I'm
because
glad that
I
you
sit there and
explained it
watch.
anyway.
Yeah, and I sit there and watch my ego just fucking
I'm glad that
steamroll.
you put your ego aside and explained.
But that's debatable.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
I was kind of making a joke. But
Yeah, it's
like,
all.
I don't know. Like, the id is just as insidious as the ego. I agree.
Well, look, we're trying to do that.
But yeah.
Pretend it's a phone. Pretend your mom's on the other side, okay?
She constantly reminds me that I'm not speaking into the receiver. Like, she's like, I can't hear you. I'm
There
like,
you go.
God
Just
damn it.
talk at it. No, just talk at it.
Or no, because I have my pinky over it usually.
Oh, jeez. That's the one you can use to give me a prostate exam. We'll start with the pinky.
Whatever. You don't. normally let me do that, so
Normally, I've never let you do it.
sorry, that was inappropriate.
That's fine. It's not inappropriate or fuck appropriateness.
No, it was.
It's just butt stuff. It's okay.
That
What
was,
stuff? She tried to get in there
It's an
one
asshole
time,
cast.
and
that
I was like,
that was in
"Who do you think you are coming up in here?"
That was yeah,
think
it was
you
it
are?
was appropriate for asshole cast.
It's asshole cast. What do you think it is?
You
A
know,
whole cast.
it has poor taste written all over it.
Yeah.
I know. And I thought about that as like, well, you're alienating people who would never watch that because, and I'm like, well, I'm just giving them a heads up. They're not going to like it.
Yeah.
Right? It's target audience.
I mean,
I'd rather target
what if we
audience.
covered in this
You're
episode
only
fucking
going to alienate
colonoscopies?
people. Sorry.
The whole. I mean, like, what have we covered in this episode?
A lot. Like
a lot
the
of butt stuff.
A lot of butt stuff.
butt stuff, bunch of e-house. But it's cool. It's working a lot better. We have our own mics. We have our own headsets.
Yes.
In a
We just
conversation.
gotta get Becca to talking to this thing a little bit better.
All right, in a
Well, you don't gotta
conversation.
go- Yeah, you're good. You're good. Just
Half
that's- it should
microphone,
be
half Becca.
Half Becca, half maybe editing.
Just not get to it.
Sorry.
We're all
Sorry
learning,
about talking.
and that's why it helps to have a headset. Is because then
You
can
know everything
know,
that's happening.
you know where it's at. But we don't have. We need one more microphone set. You know.
Hey, you want to do that comedy club thing? You want to go to a comedy?
Yes, I do.
We should do that.
I want to do it soon. I want the weather to be nice. I want a nice trip there. I want to be able to stand outside,
And we go
pretend
Ann
to smoke
Arbor.
cigarettes, and get ready to fucking tell some jokes for about 3 to 5
I want to
minutes.
smoke an actual cigarette. Actually.
I'm good on that.
Me too.
There's none.
And the Me Too movement.
It's actually about
Sorry about wanting to smoke an actual cigarette, like a
don't
fucking
care.
dirty,
Oh, I mean,
No, you
good things
do
are
whatever
done.
you
disgusting
want.
person.
Oh, just because I don't do
choose
it doesn't
not
mean
to.
other people can't. Just don't do it in the house anymore. Or I don't even have rules. I just don't smoke. It's cool.
It's probably just because I just didn't feel very good today.
Oh yeah, and you probably
Yeah, I'm
drinking some
I'm
tequila.
really pumped about that for you, man.
No, I mean,
What? The smoking?
Yeah, that you don't
No, that's
smoke
pretty
anymore.
gnarly.
No, I
Super
got it.
happy
I'm
about
in
that.
it. I will never go back to smoking.
I'm so glad that we don't smoke inside anymore. Smoking
Yeah,
inside was really.
that was.
You
that
know
was-
what? It took smoking inside. There was a few things that went along with me quitting. It was the disgust. I think Chaz helped me stop smoking because he's disgusting. I thought the basement smelled disgusting, and I felt disgusted with myself. I was starting to lose the feeling in my legs because my cardiovascular health was going down the drain.
Holy
I
shit.
was really fucked up.
Yeah, you
I
don't
was
remember
coughing.
that?
It was not good.
Where every
I had to
day
quit.
his legs were in like
Exploding.
fucking exploding,
That hasn't happened anymore since you stopped smoking.
and
That's correct.
all the vitamins and oils.
That's awesome.
And I'm taking vitamins. Yes, the fish oil.
I thought that
Yeah,
I thought
maybe,
that
but-
that kept no, that did keep happening for a time.
Well, because he
After you
tried
stopped,
that
right?
that drip stuff, and
Yeah.
that was it was.
well, I did the vape and then I quit. But with the when
no,
we
I'm
went the
talking about
last Red Wings game
that
we went
weird fucking tincture drip that you were using
oh,
on your.
I only took that a couple times.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
I
was
was
gonna
in
say.
enough
I
pain
didn't
to
even
where
know
I
about that.
yeah, it's weird shit, man. It's like cocaine. But when we went to the Red Wings game versus Calgary on Bobby's birthday, that was the last day I smoked.
No. There's one more day.
Oh, but that was an accident.
You
That's
were
like- that's when I quit.
You were extremely drunk.
But that's when I quit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I smoked a cigarette outside in the fire, and
Yeah,
I woke up,
remember.
and it came back to me, and I was like, "Oh God, I can't breathe." I probably fucking smoked
Yeah,
cigarettes.
that was the night that you told Chaz all that stuff.
no.
Yes, it was.
Oh my God, my
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It
it
was.
was that night.
Wow.
Because I was sitting on the couch and Chaz asked me about some stuff, and then I watched you grab a cigarette and walk outside, and I
Well,
was like,
it's
oh.
obviously a stressful situation. I don't think cigarettes help that, but I'm just fucking drunk too. Also, I'm not trying to get blackout drunk anymore and do stupid shit.
Dude, whatever. Like you didn't even do anything stupid. You told
You told
somebody
him
that you
what he needed to know.
that you-
but-
Maybe he didn't.
Considered
Maybe he
you-
doesn't care.
you-
well, it didn't matter.
yeah,
in the end, but-
obviously you didn't care. You told somebody
No, but-
that you considered your friend the truth, and I think that
Did the
That's
right thing.
admirable.
do.
Yeah.
And it's
And he lives in your
thought- I
house.
thought-
And he lives in your house.
I
and,
thought about
like,
it for like 2 weeks, and I talked to
Yeah.
all my counsel about it, and all my counsel said I should tell them,
You
or
felt-
they're going to tell them.
yeah. You
That's what
felt
most of
fucking-
the people said, or I'm going to tell them. Like,
you
wow.
had to hold on to that shit for like 2 weeks and feel. I didn't even know about it until you guys were all talking about it up there.
Yeah. Really?
No, I didn't. I didn't fucking know about it. Like we're not fucking
But yeah.
gossiping about them. You know,
Dead.
like even though they were
That's fine.
living here, it's like fucking.
She's dead.
No, because telling me could have turned into me telling her if I'd had enough drinks. You know, like fucking. Like,
I think
hey,
there
we
might
know
have been a
about this
conscious
shit.
effort not to not to tell you because of that.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I-
No, I just didn't give you details. Or you didn't seem to care
No,
anyways.
I didn't. No, I completely didn't know.
Yeah. I think that was talked about.
It probably was, but I probably didn't realize.
Because no, it was like such a sensitive issue. It's like, I don't want this. I didn't I didn't want it to be a thing, and I was just like,
Well, it was
shit. It like
it
ate
was
at me.
propagated by Howie's stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it was.
Yeah.
God damn it! You gotta
People-
bleep that out.
then it
No.
just became like
we've-
oh she's
If somebody really
Howie
wanted
it's
to,
just
they
a
would.
Howie
rumor.
stuff.
It's just a rumor again.
Insane.
Just like
They know where we're from. We've mentioned where we're from several times.
I don't want to be that safe.
Okay.
Sorry, I just don't think that like. That's ridiculous. If we can't say Howie stuff. Like,
Well, that's not free speech. That's our own decision not to.
I work there. I mean, I can't say the place I work.
Well,
I get you're being. That's not a name of a business,
sure.
right? There is that, right?
how I doubt Howie's is gonna sue us over this.
Howie's isn't an entity. It might be an LLC. Some guy with pimples sitting around jerking off to the anime.
I'm saying you're publicating this and it's attached to all your. I'm just.
He'll take your advice into consideration.
I will.
Yeah, put it in the bank.
When I edit
He's
tomorrow.
he's gonna pin it up for later.
What, like a pinup?
Yeah,
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah.
No,
like a.
it's gross. Stop it. That's gross. Colonoscopies.
Hey,
So we've learned.
I'm gonna cook some steak after this because
I had steak fajitas for dinner. They're
Oh.
fucking dope.
that sounds.
you eat your dinner at 5 o'clock. After
Yeah,
that.
fucking intermittent fasting with all these empty
Fucking
carbs
fasting.
and my ice cold, the beautiful Keystone
You
Light.
fucking
They're
fast
beers.
hole.
They're beers.
I mean beers.
You mean beers. Beerland beer. Beer nana bread. Beard. Beer.
the beers. Oh, diamonds.
I just got water.
Yeah, I could hear it going through you. We'll work on these things. These issues. We'll work on them.
Liquid.
Liquid.
We'll liquidize our assets and then.
Liquidator. Yeah, I'm the liquidator.
I'll just
Everything
wear a
must
bunch of
go.
ice-proof foam.
Yeah.
I'll wear a
I need
suit.
more wine.
You have to line your
man.
throat and your cups with
Yeah.
nice
Eat
proof foam.
food.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm fasting.
I've been hungry
Right now, I'm
for-
For
fasting.
12
right now.
hours. No.
I've been hungry
chaining
for many
myself
hours,
to a
and
tree.
now I'm drinking, and I need to. I either have to eat or go to sleep.
You don't have to fast. Like, you do whatever
You can
want.
go as slow as you want.
I mean, it's not really like you have to do it either
None
way.
of those things qualified how slowly or fastly I would go.
Fastly's not a word.
Fastly?
I was
Correct.
I took it out of the dictionary.
It was taken out of context immediately.
Bigly is a word though.
That is my favorite word. It fastly became my favorite word. Bigly.
Go fast.
Go fast or die
slow.
dumb.
Slowly is a word, but fastly is not.
It's called slower.
Slowly is a
Quickly.
is
Fastly.
I don't know. Quickly, slowly, or chungly.
More
Sorry,
fast,
China sucks.
Fastly.
slow is
Slowly,
an
fastly.
adjective.
I think fastly is a word.
Slowly is an adverb. Fast somehow is also an adverb. Fastly, you don't have to like
Fast is already the adverb. Okay,
right.
gotcha.
Guys are fucking nerds.
Yes, you are.
We better fastly fasten that fast belt. We're gonna go fast. This is fast broke talk.
Ludicrous speed. You guys remember the movie Spaceballs? That
Hey,
was a kid.
fa-
Great.
Poor talk. Here we go. Hey, dirt's on sale.
Dirt's on
10 cents and cheap.
Whatever. I'm fucking cooking steak.
Alright, are we done here?
Becca, signing off.
Oh, that
Cooking
bitch
steak.
is gone.
Steak's
Don't
time. It's steaking
give-
time.
All right,
It's
join
been
us for
almost 3
overtime on
hours.
YouTube
I don't give a
with
shit
me
about
and Bill
anybody's
Maher.
fast.
YouTube Live, Red. You gotta pay us.
Hey, what song do we want to play? Let him go.
What
What are we doing? What do we need? Boom.
It wasn't me.
Nickel, play a 7 Dust song real quick.
I'm home.
Oh, it's me. Okay, we play it. Cool. Signing off. Asshole Cast! Play the music! You know what music to play! Oh, we're doing it again! Asshole! 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 We're not sorry if we offended you.